The Denbigh Patriots have won the toss. They have elected to receive. The Warwick Raiders will be defending the goal to the east.
Monarchs keep it on the ground. They're doing it really well. Another first down. 6 points for Warwick. A pitch out there. Good run for the Hurricanes. Denbigh is going in the air for a bomb. Catch. The Wolverines, the 10, 5, touchdown Woodside. Newport News, Virginia. It is a city showcase as Warwick takes on Denbigh tonight. Hi again, everybody. I'm Greg Bicaveras. Welcome to our 27th year of broadcast excellence in the city rivalry tonight. Both teams need a win.
Absolutely, my friend. Final game of the season for both teams. They want to end the year on a positive note.
Halloween's come early.
I'm telling you what, we're going to see which team gets the trick and which team gets the treat tonight. And like we said, 2017 hasn't been their year, but this game goes a long way towards building a foundation for next year.
All right, let's get down to the field. Well said, Nate Milton. Warwick in the white, Denbigh in the blue. We'll get to the best uniforms, best candy, best horror movies. A lot going on tonight. Final game of the regular season. What are the keys, first of all, for Warwick?
The keys for Warwick right now are to come out and establish their presence, on both sides of the line, both on the offensive line and the defensive line. They want to come out and establish themselves, set a tempo, and really get the momentum on their side early on in this game.
Denbigh.
For Denbigh, they've got to act like this is a one-game season, Greg. Put the past 9 games behind them and come out here and play like they know they can. It's all about that heart and determination we've seen from this team. They haven't put a lot of points on the board. They haven't stopped a lot of people from scoring, but this is their one-game season. We're going to see, can the Denbigh Patriots put on a good contest tonight on NNPSTV.com.
Officials right there, led by Sergio Jimenez. Great crew. Right here on Cox Cable 47 517, NNPSTV.com. Twelve-minute quarters. Denbigh going left to right in the blue uniforms. They like to spread offense, coached by Marcellus B2 Harris. And already a fumble.
Wow.
Unfortunately for both teams, it's been like game one all year long.
I'm telling you, that is not how you want to start off a football game, folks.
All right, as always, they feed our crew, let them feed you. I want to thank Michelle and all her great staff at both locations in Newport News and Chesapeake. Or go to Fazoli's.com. Pizza, pasta, subs, salads, great desserts, and sodas, and tea.
Now, Fazoli's, that's how you start off a good night. But fumbles, that is the opposite of a good night, my friend. And that just, right there, we saw in one play kind of a microcosm of Denbigh's season so far this year.
And already, Warwick's got the ball.
Excellent scoring position.
Going right to left. Warwick throws it in the corner. Just like that, they score. Already. Number 14. Saeed Sidibe.
Saeed Sidibe, great job on the reception there. And like you said, Greg, they got great field position on that turnover, and they just took advantage of it. Warwick draws first blood. Great job by the Warwick Raiders putting some points on the board, taking advantage of the opportunities their defense gave them.
6-0 Raiders. Kick is up, and let's wait for it. It's good, just like that.
Wow.
Not what Denbigh wanted. A team that's been shut out most of the year.
I'm telling you what, Denbigh has had issues scoring the ball all season long. They've only got 6 points total for the year. That's 9 games, folks. 6 points for 9 games for the Denbigh Patriots. So the one thing they could not afford to do is have turnovers, and that's the first thing that happened in this game tonight. Turnover, Warwick takes advantage, gets the touchdown pass to Sidibe. Now the score 7-0. The Warwick Raiders up on top early in this ball game, folks.
We'll see what Denbigh can do, but you have to hold on to the football. You got to eliminate those turnovers early.
Yeah, if you are struggling, there are certain things you can do to alleviate that pain. You can take better care of the ball. You can play tougher defense. But one way that is a surefire way to hurt yourself is to go out there and cause turnovers, make mistakes.
And just like that, it's 7-0. Warwick in the white uniforms. Coached by Corey Hairston. fact, the last time Denbigh won a game was against the Raiders a year ago.
And that was an exciting game from a year ago, 28-24, the final score of that contest where Warwick had a great, thrilling victory. We'll see if they can get some of that magic back.
Flags down. Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. Welcome our student.
Of course, we have Woodside Wolverines' own Jordan Motley in the booth. He came straight from practice. That's dedication, folks.
Let's hear what Sergio has to say, the referee. He's like E.F. Hutton when everybody talks.
They're in the run back.
People
Block in
listen.
the back. On the receiving team. After this to go. First down.
All right, score 7-0 Warwick. Just getting underway. Denbigh really just trying to get out of their own way. They like the spread offense. Warwick likes the 4-2-5 defense. Both teams like the spread offense, and both like the 4-2-5 defense. Denbigh in the blue. As Nate just mentioned, we both mentioned, Denbigh's last win was 2016 against Warwick, 28-24.
And one of the keys from that game, Greg, was the line play we saw, especially from the offensive line of the Denbigh Patriots. And unfortunately, that's not something we've seen so far this year with this very young, inexperienced Patriot team.
Been a very tough year for Denbigh, to say the least, of Marcellus Harris, a Newport News City Councilman who's back up for election in 2020, almost intercepted. Been tough for Denbigh this year, Nate. They've been shut out by Dinwiddie, Heritage, Woodside, Bethel, Gloucester, Menchville, Phoebus, Kickoff. The only points they've scored was against Hampton. They lost that game 44-6.
Yeah.
Way back.
And that's just, it eats away at your confidence, Greg. It eats away at your ambition. But, to Coach Harris's credit, these kids, while they've had a bad season, they haven't come out here and quit.
Because football's an ego thing. You only play once a week.
Yeah.
And these are high school kids. Wobbly pass, incomplete. And like B2 Harris said before the game, only a few players had played varsity football.
Yeah, I believe he said only 4 players on this team right now played varsity football last season. So you got a lot of kids finding their way. You got a lot of kids getting acclimated to this level of football. And we see it right there, just particularly with the line play, that pressure that Warwick was able to get on the quarterback because you got so many young players for this Denbigh Patriot offense.
Hadn't been easy for Warwick either.
No.
They've only won one game themselves. Between these two teams, one win all year. Decent punt. We'll see what kind of roll it gets. In both teams, you can tell the body language, their confidence is down.
Yeah, the confidence is down, but like we were talking about before the game, Greg, this is your season right here. There's not going to be a postseason for either one of these teams.
No more practices either.
Right, so treat this as your Super Bowl. Treat this as your championship, and we can see, Warwick right now seems to have just a little bit more confidence and a little bit more swagger tonight.
Warwick played Granby very well this year, lost to them. They beat Menchville, lost to Hampton, lost to Bethel, Phoebus, Woodside, Gloucester, Heritage, and Kickoff.
Wow.
Their only win was against Menchville, 39-7. But they played Granby, lost to them 17-6. Bethel was 21-14. Phoebus was 25-6. Shows you Warwick has been in their games.
Yeah, and the defense, we had a chance to talk to the coach before the game. The defense has kept them in these games.
All right, we're live right here on Cox Cable 47, Fios17, and NNPSTV.com.
Of course, folks, this is our 27th year of exclusive prep sports on NNPS TV and NNPSTV.com.
Warwick in the white uniforms. Had some great coaches over the years. like the late Jim Snow and the late Thad Madden. Warwick on the outside. That was number 3, respectively, Nathaniel. Tyleek Ray.
Ray with a great job on that option right there. Decided to keep it, make some nice yardage, positive momentum right there, matriculating the ball down the field. And again, Warwick's in pretty good field position. And there you see the man of the hour.
That's him, Corey Hairston. Good sense of humor, been a very rough year. 1-8 this year. In fact, from 2000 to 2009, Warwick had 6 of 10 winning seasons. From 10 to 17, only 2 of 8 winning seasons. So it's been tough for Warwick as well.
Wow. Yeah. You know, Denbigh, as bad as Denbigh's been this season, at least they've got a little bit of postseason play in their recent memory banks, you know, a little bit of success in their recent history.
Will be declined.
But this year has been
third down.
You see third down for the Patriots. This year has been third year for the Raiders. This year has been a down year for Denbigh, and a lot of that goes to that inexperience we were talking about, Greg.
Yeah, they made the postseason in 92, 13, 15, and 16, but not this year. But again, why do you reward the VHSL? Why do you reward postseason to losing records? As a player, do you feel good if you have a losing record? No tackling at all.
Wow.
Flags all over the place. We'll see what the penalty says.
If that play stands, that's a great play. But like you mentioned, my friend, there is a flag on the field.
That was Meade. We'll see what the referee says. He's talking to Marcellus B2 Harris. Doesn't look too good right now. You can see the frustration in B2's eyes.
Block in the back.
I don't think that's just on this. It's a season-long frustration.
Take that from Smiler foul. Replay.
Been a tough year. I mean, the closest game for them was the Menchville game, and Menchville said, look at us, we shut you out too. And Menchville's only won 2 games all year.
That was one of Menchville's 2 big wins this year, though, Greg.
Hey, they've gone from 1 to 2.
There you go.
Can they make it 3 next year?
We'll see. I thought they might make it to 3 this year, but.
All right, quarterback number 12 throws it, overthrown. Tyreek Henderson got an arm, but needs that consistency.
Yeah, Henderson's got a pretty decent arm. It's just a matter of getting those reps down, getting a little accuracy and the touch on these passes, and that's what separates a good quarterback from a great quarterback, particularly when you talk about high school football.
.905 left in the first quarter. Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton. Warwick's had some great players like Cho Slade, Stevie Savridis, Melvin Massey. We had him on Sports Highlights. Ray Savage, who's coaching Menchville, at least for now. Michael Vick, working for Fox now. Marcus Vick as well. There's Denbigh right there in the blue uniforms, red numbers, little white strips. Just underway. It's a shame, though, you work hard during the offseason, summer workouts, conditioning, and you have nothing to show for it. And like you said, football is once a week. It's the signature sport of all sports. It's once a week.
Yep.
And it starts the school year off,
yeah.
Either right or wrong.
Yeah, and it kind of sets the tone for the school year. You know, it's the sport that gets the most attention, Jordan, and it's also, you know, the sport that when you're doing well, like you are at Woodside, you can see the school spirit start to rise.
Warwick from the gun. Nice play right there, complete. Bad tackling. Saeed makes it again.
Saeed is a nice weapon.
Saeed said.
Didn't say Simon says, but Saeed says is a great job of becoming a key factor in this Warwick Raider passing game. And you know, we talked about it, Greg. This is the type of game where, you know, you can let all your frustrations out. It's one last game for the season. Go out there and just have some fun and let your best players do what they do.
Warwick in the white, winning 7-0. The late Jim Snow, the late Thad Madden, Bill Lyons coached this team to the postseason. A.C. Cawthorn, Tommy Raymond, Stan Sexton, Jackson, Griffin, Hairston. A lot of coaches. Warwick's had some success, but it's been hit or miss. And it's caught. Wow. Nice reverse play caught by number 2. Domo Rutherford. Domo got it done.
Domo arigato, Domo Rutherford. Man, and again, this is what happens when you give the Warwick Raiders good field position. They've scored both times now that they've had an opportunity.
And this, again, if the rule goes, penalty, though, on the Raiders. If a team gets 35 points in the second half, up nothing, it'll be a running clock.
Yep.
That's unfortunate for Denbigh all year long.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw that in full effect in our last game.
It was a quick game.
Ineligible receiver. Offense. 5 yards previous spot. Replay. First down.
As is the case, referees know they're on camera.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the score. Nate, scoring recap.
Yep. Looks like they took that last score off the board. So the only score as of right now, that could change here in a couple seconds, folks, is we have a TD pass to Sidibe coming off of a fumble by the Denbigh Patriots. So the Warwick Raiders, TD pass to Sidibe, up 7-0 early on in this game.
Flags all over the place. Warwick is 1-8. Denbigh is 0-9.
Prior to the snap, illegal
the last
procedure.
10 years, Warwick has
Offense.
led the series over
5-yard
Denbigh
penalty.
6-4. Pretty
Still.
close.
First down.
And it hasn't been good for Warwick either. In 13, Nate, they went 0-10. 14, they went 2-8. 15, they went 2-8. 16, 4-7. They made the postseason a losing record. And this year, of course, 1-8. Not good. But it starts tonight for them. Outlet pass complete. Nice stop by Denbigh as they stop Tyleek Ray.
Yeah, Denbigh did a good job of sniffing out that screen pass. The defensive line got a good push, and they were able to bring Ray down. And it's funny, Greg, you know, you talk about the postseason success. It seems every year that 2 of the 5 Newport News schools will be good. And then the other 3 will have varying levels of struggle. And right now, again, this year we're seeing Heritage and Woodside having success.
And they'll both make the postseason.
Everyone else is still struggling though.
Yeah, there's Corey Hairston. It's not been easy for him at all. Love the coaching tenure in the second quarter. Good stop there by Denbigh, who likes that 4-2-5.
Trying to go for that quarterback sneak, but that was not fooling the Denbigh Patriots defense, Greg.
Denbigh, too's had some great coaches over the years, too, like Boone and Quillen, Schmidt, Cawthorn. Cawthorn coached both these schools, Warwick and Denbigh, which is rare. Harrod, and, of course, Harris. Great players like Tomlin, Bethea, and Yates. Max Yates is a great player.
Yeah, very, very strong tight end and had some success at the collegiate level. Wow.
Wide open touchdown again, like a track meet. And they make up for it good. Tyleek Ray.
Tyleek Ray. Great job right there. And again, that's what you want to do if you're a quarterback. Let's take a look here at this play. Quarterback does a great job of taking the snap and just lofting that ball like a big old rainbow into the end zone for his receiver, allows his receiver the time to get under it. And there you see right there, just throws it up. Great protection by the offensive line for the Warwick Raiders. And there he goes in the end zone all alone, all by himself. These is red bottom, these is bloody shoes, brother. Touchdown for the Warwick Raiders.
And the extra point is solid. (14-zip). The Raiders trying to get revenge from last year's loss to Denbigh. Of course, Warwick did make the postseason last year with a losing record.
And Greg, this is one of those games where if Denbigh isn't careful, I think this thing might get out of hand quickly.
Because they've been knocked down so much,
Right.
It's like they have nothing to play for. And when you're 0-9, you're 0-9.
Yeah.
And people remind you you're 0-9 all the time.
You know, and then you got your homecoming, you got your fans here tonight, you know, and it's like you said, if you're in a boxing match and you get knocked down that first time, you can get back up. But if you get knocked down 2 or 3 times, it gets harder and harder to get back up. And I think, you know, Denby's in trouble here if they don't come back and respond.
Denbigh has 62 wins and 131 losses since 1999. B2 Harris, 10 years, 33 wins, 70 losses.
This team has certainly felt the struggle this season and tonight. So we'll see if they can respond.
Denbigh on the special teams. They get across the 20 barely. 14-0. A lot of football left. 6:44 in the first quarter. Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton. Don't forget Sports Scene on 1650 AM, 92.5 FM each Wednesday from noon to 1. And on tunein.com, type WHKT in the search box to listen to your phone or your computer.
Absolutely, folks. And, of course, you're watching live prep football on Cox Cable Channel 47 in Newport News and Verizon Fios 17 and NNPSTV.com.
All right, Denbigh in the blue, trying to get something on. Almost like the Ravens-Dolphins game last night.
Hopefully we won't have any dirtier or suspect hits like we saw last night on Joe Flacco.
A lot going on. Dodgers, Astros in the World Series.
Yes.
Penn State and Ohio State, a big football game tomorrow. And, of course, Cowboys, Redskins Sunday.
This is the best time of the year as far as I'm concerned, my friend, because not only do we have the NFL and college football, we got high school football, we got the NBA, we got the NHL, we got Major League Baseball in the World Series. If you're a fan of sports, this is probably one of the best times of the year for you.
Totally agree. And the Ball family for the Lakers, too. and the young guys look really good against the Wizards.
I'm telling you, these baby Lakers are very intriguing to watch. But, you know, you got Randall and Lonzo Ball. They're a very fun team.
Now's not the time to experiment, but you have nothing to lose if you're either team.
Yeah, I was going to say, now's not the time to experiment, but at the same time, Greg, if you got any trick plays, if you've got, you know, any plan that you've been saving, any formation that you've been holding in your back pocket, now's the time to throw it on the table because there is no tomorrow, figuratively speaking, for these teams. You know, they're not going to the playoffs. There's no postseason. So you might as well come out here tonight, let it all hang out, have some fun, and just enjoy yourself.
(14-zip). Denby's 3rd and 11, deep in their own territory. They throw it just almost up for grabs. Really good intention there for number 3. More, but not enough.
Yeah. You know, he needed more, but he didn't have enough right there. I like what I saw right there. You know, you want to go out there and try to make something happen. You want to go out there and try to get something going, even if you have to force something, you know, because right now, like you said, Greg, there's nothing to lose if you're the Denbigh Patriots. Go out there and have some fun, because at the end of the day, yes, we all take football seriously, maybe too seriously at times, but at the end of the day, it's about having fun, representing your school, representing your city, and going out there and doing the best you can.
4th down. The punt, not much there at all. been like a bad horror movie that has not ended till tonight.
I'm telling you, most of this game, Greg, has taken place on the Denbigh side of the field. Like, I think maybe once we've crossed that 50-yard line. But for the most part, we've been on this Denbigh side of the field all night long.
5:36 left in the first quarter. And for B2 Harris, who's a competitive player at Ferguson, all the kids shouting this tonight. Glad they're up here from Mike Price's class.
You got about 30 students up here from Huntington Middle School.
And that's the way it starts when you're in school.
The next generation of our telecom students up here in the booth.
Warwick in the white uniforms. Warwick keeps it on the ground. Pigskin football, and the grass looked really good week 10. Wish my lawn looked this good.
I'm telling you. We were talking about it before the game, Greg. Talk about the field, talk about the atmosphere, the weather. This is
good football
great
weather.
Football weather for late October.
Yeah, it's our third game of the year. When you think about it, all the mix-ups we've had this year, we've only missed really one game.
Yeah.
We've got 3 of the 4 on the schedule that we've covered. They moved one of the games as well.
Yeah, we've been relatively storm-free, knock on wood. But we haven't had to deal with Mother Nature too much this year either.
Warwick on the pitch out. They go to their bread and butter man, number 25, Davon Meade.
Davon Meade is, the
notebook player.
He's a notebook.
Meade.
I like that. He's a notebook player for the Warwick Raiders. But he's really that hammer, Greg. Like, he's the guy that allows them to pound out that tough yardage and then open things up for the guys on the outside.
For Denbigh hasn't been much, we said. In 13, like you said, they went 8-4.
Yeah.
09, they went 5-5, but it's been tough for B2 Harris. I mean, this is tough on your ego. He's a city councilman. He has to hear it more than most people do.
Yeah.
It's not just it's the radio, the TV, the print, the websites, the social media. But he's resilient, he's confident, and he's young. But it's still odd. You never see the Hamptons, the Bethels, the Phoebus, and Kickoffs going 0-10.
Yeah.
That's the sad part.
And I don't know what it is. Like we said, it's every year. 2 of the Newport News schools will be really good, and then the other 3 will be varying levels of struggling and
below mediocrity.
Below mediocrity. And that's what we're seeing from Denbigh, Mansfield, and Warwick.
And a nice catch. It's good. Touchdown.
Wow.
And we're still in quarter number 1.
I do not.
This could be a running clock again.
Yeah, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but unless something changes, Greg, that's a backbreaker right there.
Yeah, that's 20-0.
Whew. Let's take a look again. And it's very much the same play they got the last touchdown on, Greg. Just
deep in the corner.
Deep in the corner. Send a man on the out route and just have him go one-on-one with the defensive back and go up for the ball.
I like the fact, too, that Henderson holds it. Left-handed kick is up. And it's good.
Hey, it's 21-0.
In favor of Warwick. Still in the first quarter. Greg Bickabears, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. Very breezy Friday night, October 27th. Nate, we might as well start off early. 3 horror movies that scared you the most. I'll do 1, you do 1.
Okay.
I'll do 2, you do 2. I'll do 3, you do 3.
Are we counting the Warwick offense for Denbigh? Because that's pretty scary right now.
It's 4 days away from Halloween, that's for sure. Well, we'll tease the audience. We'll do Nate and I'll do 1 in the first quarter, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. I would have to say the Amityville Horror for me.
Ooh, that is a good one.
That was scary. The music in that movie.
Yes, that's a really good one. I'm going to go with another classic, The Exorcist.
Wow, okay.
That's
We'll get to number 2 in the second quarter.
They don't make them like those anymore.
Kick, a fumble. Denbigh picks it up right near the 20. Denby's been in reverse most of the game tonight. Greg Bicaveras, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. Warwick made the postseason recently in 2001, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 16. Corey Harrison, the head coach, a lot of Ohio roots, longtime assistant coach as well.
Jordan.
Warwick last had a winning record, though, in 11, where they went 6-5. Jenny Nuttycombe, the athletic director of Warwick. Denbigh, it's Brian Weaver. .405 left, still in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Slow first quarter. Denbigh going in the air. Almost caught, but not quite. Incomplete.
Yeah, he's doing triple coverage.
All right, at Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight, at HR Online Mall.com, at N8 Mosaic, at HRSMHOF, at GJB TV, at WHKT AM 1650, all on Twitter. Thanks for following.
Absolutely, folks. And of course, Hampton Roads Spells Sports, nnpstv.com. Tell your friends about us, nnpstv.com.
Sports Highlight, Sports Scene, and our sporting events on YouTube.
There you go.
YouTube's doing a lot of promotion, especially during the YouTube TV.
Yeah.
YouTube is really trying to go against Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah.
Bad.
Half the distance to
I think
go.
they got the advantage because they're powered by
Replay.
Google.
The Netflix,
First down.
Hulu, the Amazon Prime. Like, this is
They're going after them.
the future of TV.
I mean, you can see games now on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook has not quite evolved like Twitter has with live sporting events.
Yeah, I think Twitter's a little bit ahead of Facebook on that, but still, Facebook is a platform now that
Biggest social media platform.
You don't need traditional TV anymore.
Denbigh back. Incomplete. They're trying, though. But, boy, it's 21-0 in the first quarter.
Denbigh.
I mean, you look at some of Denby's losses this year, Nate. They lost 70-0 to Dinwiddie, 35-0 to Heritage, 42-0 to Woodside, 32-0 to Bethel. Gloucester even beat them 47-0. Hampton really punished Gloucester recently. And of course, congratulations to Woodside, which beat Hampton.
Yes.
Now, as far as the postseason, we won't know nothing till next week. All the Newport News schools are primarily idle next week. It's up to the Southside schools, but there's a good chance we'll know more by next week, but we will not know nothing this weekend.
Yeah.
No postseason next weekend. It'll be the weekend after. Denbigh throwing, almost intercepted.
It's kind of like Denby's in a hole right now, Greg, but to get out there, they're trying to dig themselves out, but all they're doing is making the hole deeper.
Staff, students getting it done on NNPS TV. Thank you to Fazoli's and Newport News for great pizza, pasta, and subs.
Absolutely. Don't forget, folks, we're on TV, online, on the go. We are your source for local sports on TV. Thank you to our great audience out there. We appreciate you. You're watching all over the world.
Thank you to all the locals and tourists.
Locals and tourists on NNPS.
And Nate's great eyesight.
Yes, NNPS TV.
Eat some more carrots, Nate.
NNPSTV.com.
I'm going to give you some carrots for Halloween.
Hey, that'll work.
All right, we'll do one. 21 zip. .321 left in the first quarter and counting as the clock shows. You would think it's the fourth quarter, but it's still the first quarter.
Man, it has been we talked about horror movies, Greg. This has been like Friday the 13th or a nightmare on Warwick Boulevard. That's what you can call tonight so far, Greg, for the Denbigh Patriots.
Nightmare on Route 60. Still the first quarter.
Man.
Could you believe if Warwick beats Denbigh worse than any other school this year? I mean, it's been bad enough for Denbigh, but to experience this in the last game
and against a team that's
only won one game.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for promos, Nate Milton.
Hey, rising 11th graders, are you interested in a career in TV production? Well, call Telecom for more information or to schedule a tour, 757-591-4687. Again, 757-591-4687, extension 0, to find out more about the Telecom program today. And again, shout out to all the great students here on the crew bringing you this live action both on NNPS TV and NNPSTV.com.
Warwick one for the bomb. Incomplete. Oof. Sports highlights recognized by the Newport News City Council, which Marcellus B2 Harris is a part of. And congratulations to the superintendent for stepping down for great
Covering
service.
on the play for the Denbigh Patriots was number 7, Kareem.
Newport News Schools, Dr. Kilgore.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you talk about this area. One of the things we talk about every time we do one of these broadcasts, Greg, is the commitment to athletics, academics, and activities here.
Holding. Offense. 10 yards. Spot on the foul. Replay. First down.
And she used to be part of our pregame show for the Woodside interviews.
Yeah, and then like I said, you know, Dr. Kilgore definitely has that commitment to athletics, academics, and activities. So we just, you know, want to give a big tip of the cap, big shout out to her for all of her dedicated years of service.
Her dad was a great tennis player as well. .21 zip. It's all Warwick. Flags all over the place. Again, it's all this year about making the big play, hustling on offense, defense, and special teams. Keep the energy up, prepare, convert on third down, listen to your coaches.
Absolutely. And of course, you know, you want to eliminate the penalties, the turnovers, and the overall mistakes. You want to play one down at a time. And of course, you want special teams to come up. You can't take it for granted. Because
loss of 15 yards on the
play is key. We've seen that
line.
tonight. You know,
Holding.
Offensive and defensive line.
Offense. That penalty will be declined.
Stay
Result
active
of
on the
play.
sidelines even during
Second
penalties.
down.
Yeah.
Evolve. Both teams have really not evolved this year. And don't just settle. And don't look ahead, which you really can't now because you can only look ahead to 2018. This is the New Year's Eve ball now.
Right.
This is their December 31st.
After the night, that carriage turns back into a pumpkin, so you might as well party.
Play for 48 minutes. Play with urgency, like this play right here. Good example.
Wow.
Bruising around. Excellent run by the bread and butter man for Warwick. Number 25, respectively. Meade.
So many broken tackles right there. And I used to have an old coach that would tell me when you got a broken spirit, broken tackles are soon to follow. And that's what I think we're seeing right here from this Denbigh Patriots defense. They've been beaten up a lot this year. This is the end of their season. And you're seeing the tackles aren't coming as quickly as they used to.
And you saw Heritage and Woodside, they played with playoffs on the line each week.
Yeah. Let's take a look here, Greg, at this replay. And Meade, like you said, he's that bread and butter man, but on this play, he puts a little jam and jelly on that slice as well. So you see him catch the pass out here in the flats. Right there, 1, 2, 3. Denbigh Patriots around him. None of them can bring him down. They think they've got him right here. I thought I told you that we won't stop. Another great play by Meade for the Raiders.
Raiders going for the kill. Incomplete. Eliminate the distractions.
Yeah.
You're going to have them on and off the field. Have some pride. Study film. And with Star Wars coming up, use the Force.
I'm telling you what, then we see Coach Harris. He wants to see his team use the Force because right now they have turned to the dark side this season. They have no wins, and they want at least one win to close the year out to feel good with, to feel good about.
Warwick is averaging 11 points a game on offense this year, giving up 26 on defense. That ain't good either.
No.
Denbigh, averaging no points a game on offense, giving up 40 per game.
Wow.
They've scored 6 points all year. That was against Hampton in a loss, which they lost 44-6 in our practice game on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or as Nate calls it, YouTube Red. Denbigh just can't get off the ground. Like that musician Tayo Cruz.
This is going to be interesting to me, Greg, and it's something that I think, we had a chance to talk to Coach Harris before the game, and you can just see the frustration on his face. And, we have a lot of respect for Coach Harris, both as a coach and also as a city councilman, but you can tell this has been a long season for the Patriots.
The key is to get to November, play November football.
Yeah.
And for too many Newport News schools, it ends in October.
Yeah. And even the ones that do make it to November sometimes, like we said, they don't even have that winning record. So, it's a obstacle when they get to the postseason.
Yeah, like for Dotson, for many years, he couldn't evolve in the postseason. He did last year. We did 2 of the postseason games for Woodside. They won both. They lost to the late Bill D at Oscar Smith.
And Woodside took that big step forward.
Beat Tommy Raymond's team. And Raymond's team might be the best team in Virginia Beach this year.
We'll have a chance to talk to Jordan Motley in the second quarter of the Woodside Wolverines. He made it from practice, so we give him a chance to catch his breath, get some Gatorade, replenish the electrolytes.
Warwick is a 5A team. Denbigh is 4A. You take away 5 minus 4, they're playing like 1 tonight.
I like that. That's the new math right there. That's that new math.
I mean, there's a lot of intrigue for the postseason, but Nate and I have never been a fan of teams with losing records, Nate.
You got to at least be 500.
Earn it.
You got to at least be 500, in my opinion.
27 years of football excellence. Cox Cable 47-5-17. Lock it in. Tell your friends. Nice run by Denbigh. Might be their best play of the game. Respectively, in the blue uniforms, known as the Patriots. They're not playing like the New England Patriots.
No, they are not playing like the New England Patriots at all. Well, I mean, to be fair, they don't have a Tom Brady behind center, so it's a lot to ask.
A 40-year-old Tom Brady. Oof. Still getting it done.
I don't know if he's found the fountain.
They might be struggling, but they'll be there at the end. You can just tell.
Yeah.
I mean, Kansas City struggled lately. Steelers beat them.
The Steelers starting to turn things around.
Denbigh on the ground as the first quarter comes close to running down. They need some type of spark going into the second quarter.
Yeah,
anything.
This quarter can't end fast enough for the Denbigh Patriots. Keep the ball on the ground and let's get to the second quarter.
This quarter's lasted 43 minutes of real time.
Wow.
Which is like an eternity for Denbigh. Denbigh right now 2nd and 2 in the blue. At the 44. Trying to get some type of momentum going for the Patriots. And they are on that play. That's it. 3 quarters left. We played 1. It is Warwick 21, Denbigh nothing. We'll be back after these messages.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
All right, back live in Newport News, Virginia. Both these teams made the postseason with a losing record last year. Both teams have combined for 1 win in 2017.
It has been a long season for both the Denbigh Patriots and the Warwick Raiders, my friend. But like we talked about at the top of the night's game, this is it. This is your 1-game season. You're not going to get into the postseason. There is no tomorrow, figuratively speaking, for your football squad. And we see the cheerleaders here celebrating the homecoming for the Denbigh Patriots. So you got nothing to lose. Go out here, have some fun, play hard, and see who can come out on top. And right now, the Warwick Raiders have been all over the Patriots, 21-0, as we begin this second quarter, Greg.
12 minutes before intermission. Glad you're with us. Denbigh going right to left. Looking pretty good in this series. 1st and 10. That's Smart keeping on the ground for the Patriots. Flags down again. Neither team can catch a break. It's Deion Sparks trying to get some type of spark going on.
The aptly named Deion Sparks trying to get something started.
All right, movie number 2 in the horror list is, for me, Fall of the House of Usher.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Classic.
That is a good one, my friend.
Penalty on the Raiders. For you, number 2.
Number 2 for me, I'm going to go with the original Halloween, Greg.
Very good. It's been a lot of Halloweens, too.
Personal foul.
They're making another one.
Face
I played
mask.
that score soundtrack
Defense.
in sports scene.
15
Scary.
yards from the end of the run.
A break here for Denbigh,
Result
see if
of
they
the play.
can sustain it.
First down.
The key is they got to
And one-
sustain. I mean, this is a team that scored 6 points in 9 games, folks. That's it. They've barely seen a field goal.
Big opportunity right now for Denbigh, though. This is the first time I think they've been this deep into Warwick territory all night.
Nice run across the 30. Flags down again.
It was a nice inside draw play. We'll see. We got flags down on the field. See if this play stands. But I like what I've seen by the Denbigh Patriots in this second quarter. You would think, being down so far, that they'd be coming out here throwing the ball. But Coach Harris has decided to zig while others zag, and they're doing a great job of running with some interior and exterior runs. Good play by the line, and we'll see. Here's the call.
We mentioned last time Denbigh score was 6 points against Hampton. That was back in August. We're almost in November now. That was 44-6 in late August before school started.
Yeah, that was before school started. It was still T-shirt and shorts weather. Now it's getting a little bit cooler.
Holding. Offense.
Penalty
10 yards. We need to run. Replay.
on the Patriots.
First down.
A lot of school spirit. We encourage fans to come to the games here at Todd Stadium. Great concessions and great ambiance. Best field on the peninsula. All right, let's take a look at the coaching tenure. A lot of these coaches have sustained over the years. Let's take a look at it, folks. And Danny Dotson leads the tenure.
Yes.
Then Marcellus B2 Harris in 2008. Massenburg 11. Hairston here in his 4th year since 14. And Ray Savage in his 3rd since 15. So Dotson's the only one that's been a head coach since the 20th century. B2, though, 10 years.
Yeah.
Hasn't been a 10 great years, but he's sustained. And, of course, Massenburg has led his team to several postseasons. Remember, Heritage has gone 0-10 before, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, in Massenburg, his run didn't start off with the best of records, but he has, withstood the storm, and Massenburg's been a very good coach for Heritage.
Now, these coaches didn't have the tenure as Boone did at Denbigh, or Nutty Combe at Menchville, or even Riemann at Ferguson and Warwick.
I think when it's all said and done, though, Greg, Danny Dotson will have his name up there with those legends in this area.
Yeah, Dotson definitely does. With Bill Lyons, too. Fumble, and just as Denbigh tries to sustain, they fumble again. We'll see if they got the ball. At the 11:22 mark.
We talked about it, my friend. That is one thing you cannot afford when you're trying to get back into the ball game. You can't make mistakes, and you can't turn the ball over.
Oh, they're lucky they got the ball. Denbigh in the blue going right to left. Under 11 minutes. Ball right into the dirt.
Good pressure by the Raider defensive line.
What are your opinions about Hughes for Denbigh?
I think what Denby's got to do right now is they've got to settle things down. I like what they were doing, mixing in Sparks with the run game. Hughes, though, is somebody who I think, being a sophomore, it's a little too early to write the book on Hughes, but he's somebody I think, if given a couple more years of nurturing and leadership and maturity, he's a guy that has the raw skills, Greg. But we'll see if he can put everything together next year.
Then we got 3 receivers on the outside.
Woo.
They go deep. Intercepted.
Wow.
Flags again all over the place.
See
Our third game of the year, final of the regular season, a lot of penalties.
I was going to say, I think the officials know it's our last regular season broadcast this year. They want their screen time. So what about me?
They want that YouTube time.
There you go. Not just the Newport News, but this game is being shown worldwide via the internet, via YouTube, and NNPSTV.com.
Result of the play.
So shout out to our men and women in uniform all around the world. We want to give a big salute to you guys and girls for doing what you do, which allows us the freedom to do what we do.
World Series going on.
Yep.
Penn State, Ohio State tomorrow. NBA.
And that interception was good for the Raiders.
Raiders reached their peak under Madden, Lyons, and Riemann. Sexton was a pretty good coach, too.
Yeah.
Coach Warwick and Phoebus both. Shane, he's not involved in football anymore.
Yeah, Stan Sexton's a very good coach. Very good coach.
Wish Stan all the best.
I always remember Stan used to wear the shorts no matter how late in the season it was.
Dotson likes to wear them too, doesn't he?
Dotson too.
Fumble. And Denbigh so desperately needs a break.
Wow.
We need any type of break.
Great pressure from
the coaching team. Tenure, you see Dotson leads the pack.
Yeah, and I think that's a reason for the success we've seen from Woodside. When you have that consistency, Dotson started off, again, didn't start off with the best of records, but through perseverance and through putting a system together, Woodside has become not only one of the best teams consistently in Newport News, but also one of the best teams consistently in this area.
10 minutes till halftime. All Warwick. They continue to go for the jugular. Incomplete.
Wow.
Incomplete at the 50.
Trying to make something happen. Going for the gusto by the Warwick Raiders.
All right, we'll do our top two candies of the first half, top two of the second half. Licorice for me, and anything milk chocolate.
Okay. I'll go, I love the combination of peanut butter and chocolate. So peanut butter cups is tops on my list. But also, and I know this is controversial candy. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I love it. Candy corns. I love
Yes, they're
candy
great.
corns.
Classics. We haven't talked about cakes and Rice Krispie snacks.
I think Jordan's getting hungry over here.
Jordan's all business.
I told you he came from practice. They've been doing well lately.
And caught right there by number 2, our buddy Domo Rutherford.
Domo Rutherford, and as well as, we've seen a couple different Raider receivers get some shine tonight. We've seen Cox get some shine. Denbigh scored the first touchdown of the game. Ray. So it just goes to show you, Greg, they've got some talent here. It's just a matter of putting everything together. They haven't been able to do that.
Right, and Denby's had great talent over the years, but like you said, it's been helter-skelter. And, Boone, when he coached Denbigh, got a big win over Dennis Kozlowski's Bethel team. Rarely, but he got a win.
Yeah.
Quillen beat Hampton and Mike Smith when he coached at Denbigh.
Well before that team.
Yeah, before Heritage was around. And Bob Schmidt's Denbigh team beat Iverson's Bethel team.
Yeah.
So, but that's been few and far between.
People forget Allen Iverson was a good football player.
And he didn't play his senior year.
As great as he was on the hardwood, he was just, he was as good on the field.
We did his game back in '92 here when he played against the Raiders.
Yep.
This very team. When Bill Lyons was coaching. Warwick, deep again, overthrown. Now, what Denbigh needs to do is try to get some type of pressure so they get good field position, for the final 9:37.
And I think what we're seeing from Warwick is they wouldn't be doing this if they only had a 7-point lead. I think you'd see a little bit more.
They're going for the gusto.
Yeah, they're going for the jugular right now because they've got a big lead. So if they make a mistake, they can live with it. They're just going in there to I think they're trying to knock Denbigh out of this game and get to that running clock.
Neither team's got nothing to lose, that's for sure. 21-zip Raiders. And Nate and I talk about it's so tough to win on the road, but for these teams, they play their home and away games against each other here at Todd Stadium. A lot of the Southside schools play on their campus.
Yeah. And that gives you a legitimate home field advantage as opposed to Todd Stadium where it's not really home field advantage because most teams play here so much.
But Darling's a road game.
Yeah.
Playing on the road is difficult, whether it's the Southside or in Hampton. Or Gloucester. Gloucester's got a big home field advantage because they play on their own campus. And I think maybe Gloucester might go to the postseason.
Yeah.
So congratulations to them. And they played Woodside tough this year.
We luckily came out with the victory.
Right. Because if you would have lost that game, you probably would have been on the road for the playoffs.
Man.
Having some flashbacks.
Yeah. Feel sad.
All right. 9:20 left in the second quarter. Warwick in the white, Denbigh in the blue. Our 27th year of high school football, our first game way back in 91. 92 season. All right, Denbigh's got a chance to get into the Fazoli's red zone here. 2nd and 3 at the 20. Inside the Fazoli's red zone. Up the middle.
Wow.
Could Denbigh score for the second time all year tonight?
I love that play call, Greg. They set up in a passive formation. They just hit a direct snap. Good job by the offensive line selling that as well.
What I like about Warwick's uniforms, the numbers are clear. I would think you would agree.
And they are beautiful. Like the Warwick uniforms, and this is something we've talked about before, Greg.
The top 5 uniforms.
The top 5 uniforms. Warwick has those classic, crisp uniforms.
Raiders trying to stop Denbigh's drive here. So we would say uniforms. Warwick number 1, Menchville 2, Denbigh 3, Denbigh's visiting team uniforms. Woodside 4, Heritage 5.
Yeah. I think Jordan might have an issue with that, but I think that's.
I like. Now I'll say this about your uniforms. I like when y'all wear the teal and the white.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, because they're really clean and nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
and your
I see
white
what you
uniforms
like
are nice too.
I see what y'all like. Okay, that's fine.
The more classic,
Listen,
old school.
The classic
Okay,
Woodside
fine.
uniforms.
All right, fair enough.
Go back and see Woodside when Willie Bell was quarterbacking way back in the day on YouTube, whatever.
We'll do that. We'll do that.
We'll tell Dotson that as well.
All right.
Hey, look, you're coaching Dotson from up here, but not down there. Are y'all excited about going back to the postseason?
It's always an exciting trip. It's a familiar sight, but very excited.
Real quick, while we got a bit of a break right here, tell us about that win over Hampton, because I think that had to be a statement game for your team. We'll pick that up in just a second.
Denbigh trying to score.
Is he?
Denbigh scores a touchdown. Denbigh scores with no flags for only the second time all year. Congratulations to Denbigh, 6 points.
Okay. Take a look at this replay. It's not the passing game that led to this scoring drop. It is the running game for the Patriots. They finally do a great job here. Coming off the tackle, bam, my left stroke just went viral. Touchdown for the Denbigh Patriots.
Sparks.
And Sparks is somebody we've been talking about, Greg. The senior, 5'7", 146 pounds. Like, he's not a big guy, but if he can get to that corner, he's a hard guy to catch.
Trying to get a little too generous there, going for 2.
Hey, if you're at the table, you might as well get greedy.
Thanksgiving's around the corner. But congratulations, Jordan, on beating Hampton, because Dotson's done that before. Going against Mike Smith is never easy.
Mike Smith is a great coach. He's been around for so long. It was a hard-fought game, and I'm glad we came out with the victory.
How was the body language of Hampton after the game? Did you notice the players? Was it good sportsmanship throughout the game?
Yeah, they're a great team, and they're very much so professional, but some of them did feel heartbroken about the loss, as anybody should.
But they're both team's going to go to the postseason.
Yeah, they're actually the number 1 seed in the, I think it's 5A.
Still too early for that yet.
No, right,
we'll know more about that next week.
Gotcha.
Because the Southside schools have another week left, which is good for you guys because you have a break after your Menchville game, right?
Yeah, we have a week bye. Yeah.
So you'll have a little bit of more rest than the Southside schools will.
Yeah.
And the Southside, there's so many more Southside schools in the Peninsula.
And I know, Greg and I, and I'm sure everybody watching would love it if you guys got to host a playoff game here at Todd Stadium. But is that something the players and coaches think about? Do you care where you play?
Warwick on the special teams kickoff, trying to make up for that touchdown, looking clean, wide open, looking like Deion Sanders. Can you say 6 points, Warwick?
Man.
Bingo. Cox scores on Cox Cable 47.
Wow.
Flags down again, though. Let these kids play.
Man, that was a great return. We'll see if it stands. But Daytwan Cox looking for his second
on
touchdown
Cox
of the game.
Cable.
Here it is. You're going to see they form a wedge, and right up the middle, special teams doesn't get a lot of credit, doesn't get a lot of props, but it's very important. Right there you see Cox following his blockers, gets the seam, and there it's all the way home right there. He says, excuse me, pardon me, I got to get home because I got things to do. You're not going to stop me. I said what I said, and that's a touchdown, but we'll see if it stands, folks. It's like watching a reality show all in one play.
It goes back.
Wow.
I mean, let these kids play. It's the final game of the year.
Blocking in the back is going to be
Denbigh is 0-9, has scored 12 points all year.
Block in the back.
Warwick is 1-8.
Man.
Let these kids play.
First down.
That was a great effort, even if it does not count. And again, Jordan, one of the things that happens in the postseason, special teams can be the difference between winning and losing. Is that something that Coach Dotson tells you guys all the time, that there's 3 phases of the game?
Yes, he emphasizes 3 phases of the game. He actually says special team can make or break a team, so we try to emphasize precision in special teams.
Okay.
All right, Warwick will get a good field position. But they wanted the 6 points to make up for Denby's 6 points.
Man.
Remember, it can still be a running clock if they get a 35-point lead. Fumble, and that play shook Warwick up, Nate. And usually you have a big play, you look all year long for a big play, and to get it taken away is like quicksand.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of like, you go from that moment of happiness and joy and elation to being deflated so quickly, and you got to get back on your right mind. You got to get back on the right track very quickly, and right there we saw Warwick wasn't in the right frame of mind, had a little bit of a mental error, and fortunately for the Raiders, they didn't give up the ball, but it came very close on that play.
Warwick trying to get their second win of the year, Denbigh trying to get their first. 6:03 left till halftime. Woo. That's Meade. And Meade means business.
I'm telling you, Meade's got some nice moves. That was a nifty little cutback to the inside right there. Great job by the Raiders offensive line, giving them some space to run. That's the thing. Even with 2 teams that their records aren't very impressive, there's still some talent out there on the field. It's just a matter of having everything come together at the right time, getting that team effort and getting that victory.
We'll have Nate's report card coming up. Fazoli's player of the game in the second half. Crew list. More favorite candies and horror movies. Reverse play. Busted play.
Nice.
That's Ray.
Wow, he's still going.
And he pushes the sidelines.
Man.
That's number 3, Tyleek Ray.
I really like that play by Ray. I got a lot to say.
Who's trying to get it paid?
He's trying to get paid.
On Friday.
Okay.
Nipsey Russell,
I
baby.
said the late, great Johnny Kemp had a song, Just Got Paid Friday Night.
Yeah, I met him one time. In the Bahamas of all places.
You met Johnny Kemp in the Bahamas. The Fabulous Life of Greg Bicaveras. Right here you see just a cut to the outside by Ray, and he does a great job of moving forward, having speed, but also having that balance and that field presence to not go out of bounds. And they think they got him out of bounds, but they didn't. They didn't make sure to bring him down. When you don't wrap, when you don't tackle, when you don't get him out of bounds, it gives him that extra effort. Great job on that play by Ray.
I think the late Dad Madden would be very proud of this Warwick team the way they've sustained tonight. I was with Coach Madden in his last game he ever coached against Churchland. He invited me and Coach Bullock as an 8th grade kid to ride the bus. That's a big deal for an 8th grade kid to ride the bus on the road
Offense.
with the varsity
5
football
yard
team.
penalty.
I'll never forget
Scale.
that, so I'll always be
First down.
fond of Warwick, even though I went to Ferguson.
Yes, definitely an
But those are the things like tonight. Like Mike Price brought his kids up here to watch us. Who knows what they're going to talk about 30 years from now, but they're going to remember that moment. Life is all about precious moments.
Yeah. It's opportunities and things that arise and memories that can be made. And like you said, you know, the kids from Huntington Middle School had the chance to come up here and not only see us in the booth, but also go down to the truck and see what these high school kids are doing on this broadcast tonight, and then give them some inspiration, which is always a good thing.
Outlet pass complete. Warwick trying to score again. Number 6. Jerry Campensano.
Campesano's a big boy. He's got a little size on him. Got some nifty footwork right there. And again, I got to give
a camping trip.
I got to give him a lot of credit. I mean, he's setting up shop. He's setting up a tent right here on the sideline.
It's a tent city.
Hey, they are intense right now, so I'll give them that, Greg. But I like the work that I've seen from the offensive line of the Warwick Raiders on this drive. Like, they're going in there and they're dictating.
They mean business. I mean, look at the line play. Look at the center and the line play of Warwick. They're big. These guys are physically strong. The center is so key to that line.
Yep. Well, the center is, you know, he's the quarterback of the offensive line, basically.
Up the middle, that's dangerous. Intercepted. Why go for that? When you're down near the red zone, you want to run the ball because neither team is a great passing team.
I think they just got a little bit greedy. They saw the end zone. They went for the ill-advised pass, and Denbigh did a good job of coming in there and picking it off.
Because Denbigh will take anything they can get. Trick or treat. Early.
Let's take a look here. Again, you're going to see it.
He didn't have to pass. He could have ran the ball.
He could have ran the ball, or he could have gone to one of his check down routes, but instead goes to the middle of the field, and right there, it's Mr. Steal Your Pass.
You had 3 defenders against 1 receiver.
Yeah.
There's a lot more blue shirts than white shirts.
Yeah, and again, I think, you know, he got anxious. He saw the man, he saw the end zone, threw in the triple coverage, and right there, when you make little mistakes like that, the momentum can change.
And Denbigh would just like to go to the locker room down 21-6. All right, Eleanor is watching from Radford. Hello, Eleanor. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, the chief, Eleanor Stuck, former crew chief. What's going on, Eleanor? Hope
the chief
having a wonderful time in school.
On nnpstv.com. Of course, locally on TV, Cox Cable 47-517. The magic of audio and video.
Yes.
And great job by Greg Lesko and Ray Price for all the great technology with our mics and audio and video and headsets and our crew. We'll get to that in the 4th quarter. Really, really super 3 games this year. I mean, Bethel struggled this year too, so it's not just been Newport News teams. Bethel is a perennial power. They've struggled really bad this year.
And one of the things, because I remember when we did the Woodside game.
But they didn't struggle against Metro the game we did.
They did not struggle against Metro at all. But I'm wondering, and we can talk to Jordan about this after this play, but the 3-3, well, we can talk about it now. We got a little bit of a break in the action. But when Greg and I did that Mitchfield game, you scored 21-6. The Warwick Raiders still in the lead here in the 2nd quarter. But when we did that game, you guys were 3-3 at the time. And we were like, this is not the Woodside team that we're used to seeing. What was the difference between that game and now a month later looking at you guys headed into the postseason?
It's basically just a mindset thing. We had the talent all along. We just had to get our minds right and realize that we got to take everything we can get.
It's such a fine line from winning and losing, though, too.
Yes.
I mean, you saw that against Gloucester, which you won, but you played a non-conference school early, and, you know, Danny's been liking to play teams out of the area, too. Do you like that?
It gives us a challenge. It basically sees where we're at with the rest of the teams because, you know, we're 6A. We don't really play teams in the Peninsula District. We play teams across the water.
Yeah, and he's done a good job with that. The dean of Newport News coaches, Danny Dotson. Of course, we're seeing 2 teams out here.
We'll call Jordan Motley Double T. Get the job done. 2:27 left to intermission. Flags again.
Again, showing some dedication here by Jordan. Again, coming straight from practice, folks, to the game to hop over here in the booth with Greg and myself tonight.
False start.
This Friday, October
Offense.
27th.
5-yard penalty, still.
And he climbed
Third
all
down.
these steps at Todd Stadium, so you got to give him credit for that.
Who are you liking early on for the Fazoli's player of the game? I'm looking at Meade right now.
Yeah, Meade would be a good choice, but just kind of looking at the scoring drive so far, we started early. Denbigh did a good job for the Raiders. Ray caught a touchdown pass, but then Dayton Cox, who had the touchdown, and then almost had that touchdown, the kick return for a touchdown. But there's a lot of good choices.
And the quarterback, Henderson,
I might have to go with Henderson because he's the guy making all
he's
this
the catalyst. Denbigh just tried to do anything, scrambling, nowhere. And they lose the ball. It's almost like, Sandlot football out here for Denbigh. They have to protect the football, protect their house.
It's like you said, Greg, if you are accustomed to losing, that can become a pattern, and that can become what you go back
erratic.
to.
It's very erratic.
You don't have any positive memories and experiences to pull on, so all you know is that losing feeling, and it can be hard, like quicksand to get out of.
The last time Denbigh won was against this Warwick team a year ago. Like we mentioned, that was 28-24, way back in 2016. Denbigh has gone 62-131 since '99. Warwick not much better. Meade on the outside. My buddy Meade. Meade wants that Fazoli's player of the game. Meade means business.
Wow, Meade from out of nowhere.
Warwick has gone a losing record too. 86-110. Meade on the outside corner, Nate.
Absolutely. You can see Denbigh does a good job of stuffing him at the line, bouncing him to the outside, but Meade doesn't give up, and that is to his credit. Stays on his feet, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling into the end zone.
He pushes Moses.
He told Moses to part the Red Sea, if you will, because I got somewhere to be. Touchdown for one, Mr. Meade, and Denbigh once again surrenders another score.
This ain't Noah's Ark. Flags down again.
This is not Noah's Ark, but it does feel, if you're Denbigh, like it's been raining for 40 days and 40 nights.
Warwick is 86-110 since '99.
And it looks like they've taken that score off the board.
Yeah, flags down. Denbigh in the blue. See number 75
No
right
flag.
there for the Patriots.
No flag.
Thornton.
Our officials are very involved tonight.
Bill Barlow, the official in the truck. Final few minutes left here till halftime. Hope you enjoy the halftime festivities. Greg Bickaveros, Nate Milton, Jordan Motley. Motley's crew, right? Motley's crew up here.
That's what they should call. Like when you're on the defense, that's what you should call your linebacker, your lineman. This is Motley's crew.
I don't think my linebacker buddies would take heed to that.
And Warwick struggled. They get 6 points. Add it. 6 more for the Raiders.
Took them a while to get it. We thought they had it on that run with Meade, Greg. They took that off the board, but Warwick was in good field position and was able to punch it in finally.
Up by 21 right now, pending the extra point, with 1:59 left till halftime. We played 1 hour and 14 minutes so far. I think Chris James likes our running clock games better for her server. Kick is up. No good. Stays the same, 27-6. That's why you always wait until the officials say congratulations to William Mary, who's going to be playing Stanford in a few years on the road. William Mary's struggled this year. I mean, Laycock's almost like Paterno, has been there for 38 years.
Yes.
Hasn't always won, but he's been very credible. Won more in the past than the present. But to play Virginia and North Carolina over the years and Indiana and now Stanford, that's a big, big feather in his cap.
Yeah, Stanford, that's a big-time matchup right there. And just goes to show you the –
on the road, though.
Yeah, the caliber of the programs around here, not just JMU, not just William & Mary, but also CNU and ODU and Norfolk State and HU, just kind of taking that next step to those next levels, and it's good to see.
ODU's really struggled this year. They've taken a step back.
And I think, again, that's part of those growing pains. You want to make that next step up to that
and
next
Lowry's
level.
been hurt a lot this year, the running back.
And that's not going to do you any favors. So, but I think these are kind of those growing pains ODU is going to have to suffer through, like you said, but eventually it's going to pay off.
And we saw it with UVA losing to Boston College.
Yeah.
They've had success early, but here's the thing. Can they get bowl eligible? And that big 6 wins are going to be tough.
Yeah, especially in a very tough conference.
All right, reset here. It's 27-6, all Warwick. 154 in the second quarter. Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, Jordan Motley, our 27th year of exclusive prep sports on NMPS TV and NMPSTV.com.
This is an interesting part of the game right here for the Denbigh Patriots because you want to. I think if you're Denbigh, you want to stop the bleeding. You want to come out here, maybe see if you can get a score, but you also don't want to do something crazy and turn the ball over.
But it's been few and far between for them getting across the 50, let alone to the red zone. They've only scored 12 points all year.
And they scored 6 of them tonight.
At least they can say they're averaging at least over a point a game now.
Yeah, that is a big achievement, a big accomplishment.
These coaches work hard, the assistant coaches, head coaches, the staff, the trainers. It's a long season of practice when nobody's watching. It's how you perform when nobody's watching.
Yeah, it's about having that self-discipline. It's about accountability. I think that's a big thing. Being accountable not only to yourself but to your teammates and your coaches. And, it's a bit of a cliche, Jordan, but, the old saying, team, together everyone achieves more. Or teamwork makes the dream work. If you really want to have success, you got to be all in as a team, as a unit.
Yeah, we do have to be all in. Sometimes I don't feel like going to practice, and then I wonder how my guys going to feel if I don't show up. So that team, that bond you build over the months, it really pays off if you put it onto the field.
Have y'all had a lot of injuries in practice during the course of the year?
Yeah, we're a little injury-free, but that's not going to stop our success, so I'm not really too worried about it. I hope my guys get well soon, though.
Because football is such a physical sport.
Yeah.
All right, 27-6, Warwick on defense. Like Nate Milton said, Denbigh just trying to stop the bleeding. They don't want to give up any more points going into the locker room either. It's bad enough when you're down 21 to a team that's only won 1 game. Warwick looks like a playoff team tonight. This is their playoff game.
This is, for all intents and purposes, this is Denbigh and Warwick Super Bowl.
But look at the difference between the 2 teams. Warwick's got a little bit more depth.
Yes.
Neither team's got a whole lot on their roster as far as personnel. But the body language are up by 21. Harrison's kept his team together. Denbigh on the ground in the blue.
Well, we knew Warwick had a good defense, Greg. Like, the defense has not been –
That's been their strength.
Right, the defense has been the strength. It hadn't been the main reason they've lost a lot of games this year. It's been that offense finding consistency, and they found it tonight against a Denbigh team that is very familiar with giving up big leads.
For Denbigh, of course, their strength is they haven't given up.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing you can say, because it's not the passing game. It's not the running game. And, of course, not the offense. And, of course, the weaknesses are very young and inexperienced.
Yeah, and there's something –
And learn how to win. It's a culture of winning.
That's the thing. You can only learn how to be a winner through winning. It's not something – I can't tell you, Jordan, how to win, and then you automatically are a winner.
Right.
You got to experience the ups and downs. And so, while Denbigh has experienced a lot of downs this year, I think there's a benefit to this process because they're a young team. They got a lot of their team coming back next season. And I think while this is not pleasant, it's something that they can learn from and grow from if they take it in the right way.
My biggest Lessons have been losses. Like, I've lost a lot, and then I've learned so much after those losses. So hopefully they learn a lot too and come back next year stronger.
My dad used to always preach to me, you learn a lot from failure. You
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
How you evolve when you're knocked down.
Yep. How do you handle it? How do you respond?
1 minute left in the second quarter. Long first half. They played 1 hour and 20 minutes of real time. They're going to add some more time to the clock at 1:03. See our great graphic there on the bottom of the screen. Complete.
Wow.
To number 2, Rutherford. Very impressed by Henderson and Rutherford tonight.
Yeah.
Henderson, like you said, is the catalyst. He's got to be mentioned for Fazoli's player of the game.
I think so, Greg. You know, we've seen a lot of good things from Meade on the ground and from a lot of the receivers, but the guy that gets everything started, the straw that stirs the drink, if you will, has been Henderson.
And he's made a few mistakes, but he's gotten back up.
Yeah. We got Denbigh player down.
I'm surprised there haven't been more injuries. 52 seconds.
And like we're saying, you know, football, as great as football is, as much as we all love football, you know, it's not a contact sport. It's a collision sport. You know, there's going to be contact on every play. And so, you know, you're going to see things like this from time to time. Let's take a look here at that last reception.
Plenty of time for the quarterback for Warwick.
And Henderson just patient right there in the pocket.
Wide open was number 2, Rutherford.
Good job by Rutherford after running after the catch. But I really, again, like you said, they would see the crowd here. Denby's homecoming.
Wearing their jackets.
Yeah, it's nice and cool. Like, I think it's the perfect night to play football. Like, it's not too cold, but it's not too hot. There's no precipitation. It's a wonderful night for football.
Final few seconds. We'll see if the Raiders can score before halftime. Incomplete. Incomplete. Good catch. He had it in his hands. As Nate, you always say, when you have it in your hands, you got to catch it.
Yeah, if you,
one or two hands.
Especially in the end zone. If you're in the end zone, you got to bring it in. Right
Bring
there.
down the mustard. It's like taking 5 hot dogs away from you.
Let's take a look. Look here, folks, on this
Hot
replay.
diggity dog.
Hot diggity dog. You're going to see just the.
All right. The throw, complete. Touchdown. Barely touched.
Right.
And that's what Denbigh did not want. Another 6 points.
Wow. Happened so fast. We're in the middle of going to the replay, and the no-huddle offense by the Warwick Raiders, that quick strike offense.
33-6. Good play there by Cox as well for the Raiders. Kick is up, and it is good. So look, we're at 34-6. 7 points away from a running clock, which is well in reach, and it's been all Warwick the first 24 minutes.
It has been all Raiders.
Warwick takes advantage of any opportunity. They might make a mistake, but they're going to make up for it.
Yeah, well, Warwick, and again, you know, let's take it with a grain of salt, folks. Warwick looking fantastic tonight, but let's remember who they're playing. This is a Denbigh team that's been beat up all season long.
Thank you to our great audience watching, and to all the locals and tourists on TV, online, on the go. We're your source for local sports on TV.
Absolutely, folks. And here's the thing. You said we're online all way on the go, but this is our 27th year, Greg, of exclusive prep sports at NNPS TV and NNPSTV.com. And I think the best thing to do, folks, if you're in Newport News and one of these games is going on.
Your 19th full year.
My 19th year here, 27th overall for the program. But here's the thing, Greg. Come out to the games because we need the atmosphere here at Todd Stadium. But you can also watch us on your phone while you're in the stands.
Yeah, you don't want the atmosphere to be like a library here, folks.
Yeah, these kids are working hard out here. And when Jordan and the Wolverines are out here, we want to see you come out and support this team, support all of our Newport News teams here at Todd Stadium.
Getting chilly. And And the special teams gets interrupted on the kickoff. Glad you're with us. Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, Jordan Motley. Second quarter at Todd Stadium in Newport News. Glad you're watching on nnpstv.com. Nate and I will get to our favorite candies again in the second half. And horror movies. We've already said a couple, right?
Yep. We've each picked 2.
Do a few more coming up. Nate's report card. Won't be pretty because this has been as they say, a 10-game process here. So it's not just about one game tonight. For Warwick, though, they've shown some life.
Say, to quote the late, great Denny Green, they are who we thought they are. And they were who we thought they were. And both of these teams, even though Warwick is looking very good tonight, we have to remember the competition that they're playing against as well.
It's not the bad news Bears.
No, but it might be the bad news Patriots.
Yeah.
There's been no.
Look at the Browns. They haven't won a game either. Yeah. As of this game. Neither the 49ers, and they're not a bad team. But it happens to a lot of teams.
And for Denbigh, again, that's what happens when you've got such an inexperienced team. Only 4 returning players from last year's Patriots squad. So you're going to have a lot of growing pains, and especially when you're playing tough teams. Like, there's very few cupcakes in the district, in Newport News, in Hampton. There's very few cupcakes. And if there are, and you look around, you're like, oh, there must be a cupcake around here. It's probably you. If you're not seeing them, it's probably you. So it's a hard road for teams like Denbigh and Warwick and Mitchville.
Denbigh on the outside. Got to watch injuries because you can run right into the bleachers there too, and on the bench. Those are very tricky there because they can hurt your legs.
Yeah, that sudden stop,
that sudden impact.
Yeah, the sudden stop, that sudden impact. No telling what could go wrong in that area. So you definitely don't want to see anything like that go down. We see the band waiting. The band feels like they've been waiting to get on the field for the last 20 minutes, Greg, for halftime.
Yeah. A lot of parades and festivals this time of the year, holiday season around the corner. Hard to believe. Seemed like we just finished summer just a few weeks ago.
So we got Halloween and then
the weather's
Thanksgiving.
been kind of erratic, hot and cold.
Yep. Typical Newport News weather.
Thanks everybody that came to the Newport News Greek Festival last weekend. Flags down again. We've seen more flags tonight in our previous 3 games. And we're still in the second quarter.
Start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still. Second down.
Our officials love to be in the spotlight here. Everybody wants to be in the spotlight, Greg.
It's like YouTube Red, baby.
They realize they're in front of a worldwide audience. We got people all over the world checking out tonight's action.
Sergio Jimenez right there. Doing what he sees fit.
Call him Hollywood Jimenez tonight.
Yeah.
He's
20 seconds left for halftime. Let's get to halftime. Nate and I got to go take care of business.
So you notice Jordan keeping his mouth quiet whenever we discuss the officials.
Man.
Jordan doesn't want those problems.
Dotson's had some moments with officials this year. We saw some good ones on TV, even against this Denbigh team.
Yep.
All right, the final few seconds tick down, and we're finally at halftime with the score. It's the Raiders as the road team leading it 34-6 over Denbigh in game number 10 of 2017. Stay tuned.
Where you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
Into school night. With Gary and Todd?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about those two. I've been meaning to ask you. This is tougher than I thought. Is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
I hope not, because alcohol can lead you to say things and do things that you really wish you hadn't. Isn't this what you're supposed to say?
I know.
So if any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you.
Ryan.
Yeah?
So start the conversation even before they're teenagers. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team. If we all show up together, that's what it's all about.
I was a part of helping to build what it is today.
I'm really lucky to get to be a part of that legacy.
Just that simple act that takes, 5 or 10 minutes of your time is making a difference and is transforming someone else's life.
Once you get there and realize how much you can change someone's life, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
You guys keep doing what you're doing. It's something special.
Get up and try something. Just try it. Just go to one event, one action team event.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
All right, it's 34-6 in favor of the Raiders, playing very well in game number 10 of this season. Enjoy the wonderful halftime festivities.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's homecoming court presentation for Denbigh High School, 2017. First up, representing the freshman class, is Miss Talia Spraggins. Talia is the daughter of Mrs. Chantel Spraggins and granddaughter of Miss Yolanda Spraggins. She is escorted by Denbigh SRO Sean Wilder. Talia is a member of the Denbigh High School Marching Band, and after graduation, she plans to attend college and major in English writing. Also representing the freshman class is Mr. Andre Brown. Andre is escorted by his aunt, Miss Missy Richardson. Andre was a starter for JV football, basketball, and soccer as an 8th grader and is currently playing varsity football. He plans to attend college and after graduation will hopefully play in the NFL and or be a commercial airline pilot. Representing the sophomore class is Miss Michelle Tyler. Michelle is escorted by her mother, Miss Tashia Smith, and her sister, Miss Letitia Campos. Michelle is a junior varsity cheerleader, and after graduation, she plans to enter the Air Force or Navy and become a nurse, chef, cosmetologist, or teacher. Also representing the sophomore class is Mr. Josiah Hughes. Josiah is the son of Mr. Jake Hughes and is escorted by his mother, Miss Rebecca Hughes. Josiah is the starting quarterback for the varsity football team, plays varsity baseball, and is the treasurer of the Student Council Association. Josiah attends the Aviation Academy and after graduation plans to attend college to study aerospace and aeronautical engineering to become a military pilot in the Air Force or Navy. Representing the junior class is Miss Talasia Brown. Talasia is escorted by her mother, Miss Liz Brown, and her father, Mr. Benny DeJesus. Talasia is a varsity cheerleader, a member of the JROTC, the softball team, and the Delta Diamonds. After graduation, she plans to join the Air Force, become an officer, then go to college for a degree in criminal justice. Also representing the junior class is Mr. Isaiah Butler. Isaiah is escorted by his father, Mr. Javon Butler. Isaiah plays JV soccer and basketball and is a member of JROTC, debate, and a volunteer for his church. After graduation, he hopes to become an Air Force pilot. Also representing the junior class is Miss Jasmine DeJesus. Jasmine is the daughter of Mrs. Sandra Ridley and is escorted by her father, Mr. Brian Ridley. Jasmine is a member of the tennis team, Females Engineering, and Skills USA. She plans to go to college and become a pharmacist. And the final representative of the junior class is Mr. Nashawn Moses. Nashawn is escorted by his mother, Miss Barbara Brown. He is a member of the varsity football team and the JROTC. He plans to attend college and major in business. Representing the class of 2018, Miss Diana Aguilar Galvin. Diana is the daughter of Miss Ananelli Galvin and is escorted by her father, Mr. Alfredo Aguilar. She wrestles, plays soccer, field hockey, and tennis, and is a member of Odyssey of the Mind. Diana plans to attend college and receive a bachelor's degree in science and become a nurse. Also representing the senior class is Mr. Alexander Holliday. Alexander is the son of Mrs. Andrea Holliday and Mr. Jeremy Holliday. He is escorted by his sister, Miss Rachel Holliday. Alexander plays football and runs indoor and outdoor track and is a volunteer for the Red Cross. Alexander hopes to earn a scholarship to a four-year institution, earn a degree, and attend law school. Also representing the class of 2018 is Miss Charmaine Augustin. Charmaine is the daughter of Miss Jocelyn Augustin and is escorted by her father, Mr. Mateo Augustin. Charmaine is the captain of the varsity cheerleading squad, president of the National Honor Society and Student Council Association, parliamentarian of the Senior Class Council, and is a member of the Citywide Student Council and Filipino American Association. She hopes to be accepted at the University of California, Los Angeles, and major in Asian Studies, Communications, or Japanese, and hopefully become an ambassador for America. She dreams of being able to travel the world one day. Mr. Kendall Patterson is also representing the senior class. He is escorted by his mother, Mrs. Yolanda Bartlett, and his father, Mr. Keith Patterson. Kendall plays varsity football, is an usher at Colossian Baptist Church. He hopes to attend college on a full-ride football scholarship and become a computer systems engineer or a real estate broker. Miss Katie Dale, representing the class of 2018, is escorted by her mother, Miss Jeanette Dale, and her father, Mr. Kenny Dale. Katie is a member of the Key Club, Mu Alpha Theta, Skills USA, National Honor Society, Student Advisory Group on Education, Principals Advisory Group on Education, and participates in the Academic Bowl. Katie plans to get a master's degree in education and teach English as a second language. Mr. Dion Sparks represents the senior class as well. He is escorted tonight by his mother, Miss Terica Sparks, and Coach Harris. Dion enjoys playing varsity football and listening to music in his spare time. He dreams of playing for the NFL one day and plans to attend Old Dominion University or Virginia State University and major in music and eventually work for law enforcement. Also representing the class of 2018 is Miss Zaire Wilkins. She is the daughter of Miss Katrina Van Dyke and is escorted tonight by her cousin, Miss Alexis Van Dyke Johnson. Zaire plays softball and is a member of the chorus, band, and color guard. After graduating from high school, she hopes to attend Norfolk State University and obtain a doctorate degree in psychology to become a forensic psychologist. The final representative of the senior class is Mr. Jonathan Wisman. He is the son of Mr. Mark Wisman and is escorted by his mother, Miss Chris Wisman, and his sister, Miss Hannah Wisman. Jonathan is president of Mu Alpha Theta, a member of the tennis team, National Honor Society, and the Academic Bowl team. He also volunteers for the youth ministry at his church. Jonathan wants to be an astrophysicist or an international farmer. At this time, we would like to have our chorus perform our alma mater. And now, the moment that y'all have been waiting for. I am pleased to announce the Denbigh High School 2017-2018 homecoming king is Dion Sparks. And now, the 2017-2018 homecoming queen is Charmaine Augustin. Congratulations to Charmaine and Dion, your homecoming king and queen 2017-2018. Thank you all very much. We are very pleased to announce that we have the Passage and Dozier bands here tonight to perform a song for you here on the track with our Denbigh Patriots. Go ahead.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
All right, we're back live right here at halftime. Congratulations to all the good people at Denbigh for making it happen for their wonderful festivities. But it's been all Warwick. It's 34-6 over the Patriots. Glad you're with us right here. Greg Bicaveras, Nate Milton, Jordan Motley, and our entire crew. And when you talk about these two teams, it's been very difficult because combined they've only won one game. So they're going to let it all out tonight and they got 24 minutes left in the second half. If Nate Milton doesn't come up here soon enough, we're going to ask Elijah Price to join me in the second half. Nate, Elijah's about ready to take your job.
I tell you what, man, the Prices are out in full force. We saw Mike Price with the Huntington Middle School students. Sam Price Security still up here in the booth as always, and little Elijah in the booth as well. So, yes, it's always a good time when the Price family is out here representing.
Just got noted that Harry Minium from the Virginian Pilot has wrote some stuff about what we do here. That's very nice. Thank you, Harry.
Absolutely. I want to send a shout out to Dion Sparks, Greg, the homecoming king. He's not just a football player, but he's also royalty. So I don't know, maybe the king can bring him back in this game.
Yes, it's going to be tough because it's a 28-point difference. So let's get back to the keys again. For Denbigh, they've scored 12 points all year. They got 24 minutes left in their season.
Yeah, for Denbigh, I think you just got to go out there and let it all hang out. Just go out there, play ball, have fun, and try to get something going.
For Warwick, they're playing pretty good.
Yeah, I think Warwick, you can go one of two ways. You can either play conservatively and try to preserve the points and the win, or you can go out there and be reckless and try to get that, try to get the knockout blow, the home run hit, if you will, and try to get this thing into the running clock and really decimate this Denbigh High football team on their own homecoming.
Yes, so Warwick right there in the white uniforms, coached by Mr. Corey Hairston. Warwick as a team has won 6 over 10 of the last 10 games they played. They won 6, lost 4 to Denbigh, winning record. They're way up tonight. If things don't change, they're definitely going to get a revenge from last year.
Yeah, definitely. And last year's game was very exciting. 28-24, Denbigh Patriots coming out on top. But this year, oh, how the tables have turned. And I think if I'm Coach Hairston, I think we might see sooner rather than later some of the reserves, some of the bench players get some time to shine because, this is the last game of the season, and you got a lot of guys on this team that don't get a lot of playing time, but they're at practice every day. They're coming to school. They're working hard in the classroom and on the football field. So, give them a little reward. They're on TV. Give them one chance to shine here in this final game of the season.
24 minutes left for both these teams for 2017.
I'll tell you, that was always my favorite time to shine, Jordan, back from my playing days. I loved when the game got out of hand because then it was Nate's time to get off the bench and get into the action.
Yeah, that's how usually I am. I'm on special teams, but I like playing defense. And when they score a lot, I get to get in and show what I got. So I like that. I do like it when we score a lot.
The bench players are people too.
Yeah. Sometimes they work harder than the starters.
Yeah. Especially when you talk about special teams, like an aspect that we talked about that a lot of people overlook or take for granted. But if you got a good special teams unit, that can sometimes be the difference between winning and losing a lot of those close games.
And we're underway here in the third quarter.
Wow.
Warwick picking up from where they left off. Weak tackling by Denbigh.
Came close to breaking another one.
Yes, with no flags. How about that?
Hey, I don't know what's going on here. No flags on the play, just a great return. And right there we saw it. The minute he caught that ball, he was off to the races. He was off and running. Let's take a look here at the replay, and you can see Cox does a good job coming up under that ball, and he's already running before he even has the ball secured. Just a great job on that play, folks.
Warwick in good field position in the white uniforms and breaking a lot of holes is their quarterback, number 12, for the Raiders, Henderson.
Henderson working hard for that Fazoli's Player of the Game award, folks. Not only is he a threat to pass the ball, but he's also a threat to take off, tuck and run with the ball. And right there we saw Henderson doing a great job matriculating the ball down the field, picking up yet another Warwick Raiders first down.
34-6, Warwick over Denbigh. We mentioned Denbigh won last year 28-24 over Warwick. That was our last win period.
Yeah.
13-yard gain
go a
on the
full
play. That
calendar
would
year
be a
without
first
without
down for the Warwick
Yeah,
Raiders.
and only 12 points as of right
Half
now.
position to go.
And even gets worse as Warwick's get it in better field position.
And it feels right now, just off of the early plays in this drive, that Warwick is not coming out here to play games. They're not here to play around. They're coming out here to make a statement and really put this thing away.
Caught. Whew. 6 more points. So here we go again.
Yep.
If they get the extra point, it'll be a 35-point advantage in the second half, which means when you're up by 35, it's a running clock.
Yep.
This is Warwick doing it.
Yeah, and
a one-win team.
A one-win team. And that running clock, Greg, it changes the whole dynamic of the game because it's hard enough when you're down by this big of a margin, but now you have less time to make that comeback because the clock is constantly running.
It cuts down on your reaction and processing, too. You don't process at all during timeouts and injuries and penalties. There's no processing.
And we are in running clock time, Greg.
It's 41-6, 35 points. And here's the thing, only 27 seconds have elapsed in the second half.
Man, we saw the intent that Warwick had coming out from that first play on the kick return, getting a good field position, and then another touchdown pass by Henderson. And speaking of Henderson, he's my pick, Greg, for the Fazoli's player of the game.
They feed our crew, let them feed you. Great pizza tonight. Thank you, Michelle. 11739 Jefferson Avenue, right there in Oyster Point. 596-4324. For more, log on to Fazoli's.com. True great locations in Newport News and Chesapeake.
Absolutely. They feed our crew. Let them feed yours. Fazoli's. Shout out to Michelle and all the good people at Fazoli's. Hopefully they're enjoying this game tonight, Greg.
They'll wait for the kick. Warwick will kick it from their own 40. It's number 24, respectively. Isaiah Cotton. Here we go. Denbigh just trying to end the season peacefully without any injuries.
Yeah, that's something you do not want at this stage of the game. And that last touchdown, of course, was to the man that scored the first score of the game, Greg, Saeed Sidibe.
And here we go, the running clock. We're all in real time now, folks. And for Denbigh, it couldn't be soon enough. But the sad part is it's a team that's won one game that's doing it.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you, any given Friday, any outcome is possible. We've seen Minchfield win 2 games this year. We've seen Woodside have some ups and downs this year. We've seen Warwick go through their struggles, but tonight they're looking like a juggernaut. And then the only constant we've seen so far has been just the bad play of the scrappy, undermanned Denbigh Patriots.
Well, you thought the first half lasted a little longer with the penalties. The second half will go by quicker.
Yeah, the first half seemed longer than it needed to be, but we'll have to get in all of our great content here in the second half pretty quickly. I'm talking about our horror movies, our candies.
We've had a couple games that have gone to running clocks this year. We've only done 3.
And, hey, at least that means Jordan will be able to get home early, get some good rest for his big game tomorrow.
Against your alma mater.
Yeah. Don't have too good of a game, Jordan.
No comment.
Treat Minchfield with a little bit of respect.
Yeah, we need to get to our things quick here with this running clock. That's for sure. Outlet pass. Caught right there by number 9, Brown.
And it is so hard, Greg, to try to catch up when you've got so many things going against you. You've got the other team that you have to compete against, but now you've got that running clock, so you don't have time to really set up things. You don't have time to work gradually into your offense. You've got to do everything on the fly. You've got to do everything in an expeditious fashion, as Joe Clark would say. And so, yeah, it just makes the comeback that much more difficult.
Incomplete. The clock is running now. it doesn't stop because Warwick is up again, folks, 41-6. And how it works is it doesn't start to the second half, which we're in right now, midway through, approaching the third quarter, and it's been all Raiders, and that's just part of the VHSL rule. Doesn't start to the second half. As I mentioned, we're in the third quarter with 8:40 left.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even if Denbigh scores, like, we're already in the running clock period.
Wow. Outside run by 3. He's trying to make it look like he's doing it again on TV. Highlight film. He's tripped up. Tripped up. And the clock continues to roll.
So close, yet so far, Greg Bickabaris. Man, let's take a look here in the replay. Again, yet another great return on special teams. And what are you seeing right here? Somebody to play special teams.
You just see an athlete being who he is.
Right there, getting to the corner.
One block, then takes it to the corner, and then becomes an athlete.
What I like about Warwick is that desire, that fire in them. They're a 1-8 team playing with fire and desire as well.
Yeah. And right there, you saw he just barely missed the touchdown. You know he's got to be kicking himself for that one.
I think he's going to make it up right here.
41-6. First and goal for the Raiders. Flags down again.
The officials want to make sure they got some shine.
Man, we can hear Bill Barlow right through our headset tonight, can't we?
I'm telling you, Bill Barlow, one of these days, Bill Barlow's lifelong dream of coming up here in the booth.
I know, it's pretty obvious. He talks so much.
We'll make it happen.
He's trying to take Jordan's job, and Jordan says, not so fast, my friend.
Well, one of these days, we'll make it happen for Bill. Maybe it'll be a Christmas present.
I think he really wants to be an announcer. He talks so much. And then number 6 scores, our old channel number 6.
Yes.
That's Campensano. He's done pretty good. Everybody wants to be the Fazoli's player of the game.
And that's the thing. When you got this big of a lead, you can start to give different guys opportunities to score. And that was just a nice, simple play by Campensano.
Kick is up, and it's all good. Nate's song definitely is going to go in favor of for Warwick against Denbigh. 48-6.
Start tuning up the pipes, Greg.
Back to the candy, peanut butter cups.
Yep. Candy corn.
You know, the malt bowls are really good. Fudge, of course. The other scary movie is any Halloween movie that score.
Ooh.
You know, can you imagine the poor girl who has to say, hey, Mom and Dad, guess who I'm dating now? Oh, wasn't he in the Halloween movie?
His name's Michael. He's a nice
guy.
He's quiet.
He was an actor.
Jordan, we didn't have a chance. What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm not a big fan of scary movies, but I think Nightmare on Elm Street, that got me.
Sports highlights, of course, on weekends at 9 a.m., Mondays 7, 2, and 7. 25-plus years and counting. On Cox Cable 47517, nnpstv.com, archived on our website as well as YouTube. Watch it on the weekends, on TV, and on Mondays.
And the great thing about
and on demand.
Yeah,
on demand.
That's the thing about the technology today. You can watch a show pretty much whenever you want, wherever you want.
And Denbigh just trying to get any spark.
Ooh,
yeah, that's a big-time penalty there.
Yeah. Saw that one a mile away.
You want to watch your sportsmanship in the last game.
Yeah.
And, of course, there's been a lot of frustration on Warwick all year, and they're taking it out on Denbigh.
Yeah, exactly. This is the kid that's been bullied all year now, taking that aggression out on somebody else. But right there, you want to play smart. You don't need ticky-tack, silly penalties like that are not part of the game.
Sergio Jimenez, the referee.
carrying the run back. Holding. On the kicking team. Holding. On the receiving team. Those penalties will offset. Re-kick.
Another penalty.
5:30 and counting. Nate, you mentioned some of your more horror movies. We mentioned, again, for me, Amityville Horror, Fall of the House of Usher, and Halloween, all the Halloween movies.
Okay.
Scariest, bone-chilling movies.
And, of course, I went with the original Halloween, even though, like you said, they're all pretty great. The Exorcist, which I think is just one of the classic Halloween movies of all time. And I'm going to go with the wild card, Greg, because zombies are pretty hot right now. But the original Night of the Living Dead, that is a classic horror movie right there.
Wrong Turn's pretty scary, too. I think Denbigh's taking the wrong turn this year.
Denbigh's taking the wrong turn. It's not a Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a Nightmare on Warwick Boulevard right now.
The Astros leading 2-0 over the Dodgers right now. When you're playing at home, it's tough. I mean, it's going to be tough. It might come down to the home field advantage.
And again, this is a great time of year. Love the World Series, and that game 2 was a phenomenal game.
Again, I want to thank the Zoli's all year long for what they've done. Flags down again.
Wow.
Flag Day.
I was going to say, is it Halloween or Flag Day, Greg? I lost my celebratory calendar. And Jordan, you had the opportunity to play both of these teams. Did you see this Warwick team that we're seeing right now with Henderson and the great offense? Did you see this when you guys played them?
No, we didn't actually, but our defense is pretty good, so we found a way to stop all these big plays that's happening right now. So
the talent was there, but you just got to have a defense to be able to neutralize.
Right.
In fact, Woodside beat Warwick 39-7. Wasn't even close.
Yeah.
So that just tells you the difference. And Warwick's team has won one game all year,
Personal foul.
and that was against Menchville. 39-7. They won that game 39-7. The thing that's the tricky thing about Warwick, the main game people should look at, is the Granby game. They played them very close, 17-6, and Granby is a very good team this year. That's a team you might be seeing in the playoffs too, Mr. Jordan.
Yeah.
But still, again, folks, we don't want to talk about the playoffs till after next week because it's still a lot to be said. We do know one thing. Warwick and Heritage will both make it. Will they play at home is another story. Heritage for sure will be on the road.
Not sure if we're going to play at home or not.
Yep.
We just have to wait and see.
It doesn't matter at this point.
I was going to say, again, does it matter?
Nah, it doesn't.
There you go, YouTube. Watch us on YouTube and then PSTV.com. Of course, our telecom channel. Great job by the staff and students. I love that YouTube red.
Yes.
You know, certain colors match, and that YouTube red is really good.
And again, want to send a shout out to Eleanor Stuck, the former crew chief, watching this game tonight. Always good to hear from the chief, and I think she'd be proud of the job the crew is doing this year, continuing that legacy that the crew last year set up. At this point, I think if you're Denbigh, you just kind of want things to be over. There comes a certain point in time where, you're just tired. What Popeye said, I've taken all I can stand and I can't stand no more. And it's time to, you just want to get this over with.
Yeah, you never want to suffer a loss like this, especially if you suffer a loss like this all year.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Wow, speaking of hurts, that's a great tackle by the Warwick Raiders, and you can see right now. Jordan, like when you're out playing against another team, can you physically and visibly see when they're kind of like, we don't want to go no more?
Nah, not really. You can't really. Well, in a situation like this, yeah, you can. You actually can. Their eyes get low. They stop caring about the game and all that. You basically beat them into submission.
That's true, too. He's exactly right. The thing is, basketball, you can tell more because there's no uniforms as far as, padding and helmets. You can see their eyes more. Football, there's some separation. But see, the thing about football is it's once a week. All these other sports are dozens upon dozens of games. I mean, baseball, 162. NBA, 82. High school football, 10. College football could be 12 or 13, more if you go to a bowl. But it's once a week. It's still going to be the signature sport because it's once a week. Basketball, you can get over a loss. You might play it a couple days later. Football, it weighs on you the entire offseason.
Yeah,
There's no sport like football.
We talked to Coach Harrison before the game, Greg, and he said, he's had a lot of sleepless nights this year with those games weighing on him.
Even during the week. Outside run, pretty run by the Patriots. Sparks, congratulations to him for his halftime achievement.
The king.
They've scored 12 points all year in both the games that we did. Against Hampton for our practice YouTube Red game, and, of course, this game tonight.
I think, we got Carl Daniels in the truck. I think the teams are scoring when he's not up in the booth. The last game he was in the booth and the team had trouble scoring. So the curse of Carl Daniels is not in effect tonight, folks.
And Carl does not like Bethel changing their uniforms either. Bethel is green, gold, and white.
Yep. Old
That's
school.
Tradition.
Classic. Yep, tradition.
All right, 1:07 left in the third quarter. All Warwick. Denbigh, complete up the middle. But again, it's the running clock. It's like sands of the hourglass. These are the days of our lives.
Well, to keep
another villain, Darth Vader, of course, for Halloween.
Yes.
Planet of the Apes, and the Wicked Witch on Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Tell me some more.
Hey,
Freddy Krueger.
You got Freddy. You got Jason Voorhees coming up out of the swamp. You got so many good villains. You talk about Darth Vader, I think.
The Joker.
The Joker, great villain.
The Penguin.
Darth Vader, to me, might be the greatest villain in the history of movies.
I walked into an elevator the other day, and there was a paper cutout, cardboard mannequin of Darth Vader facing me.
Did you stay in the elevator? Did you, I'll take the next one.
He wasn't scary as a cardboard, but I got out of there quick. We're about ready to enter the third quarter. Could be quick enough for Denbigh.
Man.
Both these teams have 12 minutes left in their season. It's 48-6. Warwick will be back for the fourth and final quarter after this.
Here at the Peninsula SPCA, there are many ways to help out the animals in the community. There is pet adoption, foster care, volunteer work, and even a petting zoo. All these animals need as much help as they can get, and you can be there for them to give them that help. For more information, visit peninsulaspca.org.
All right, back for the fourth quarter. Greg Picavaris, Nate Milton, Jordan Motley, and, of course, Nate, the recap.
All right, folks, this is going to sound like one of the late, great Fats Domino's best-known hits. Ain't it a shame, because it's been all Warwick Raiders starting in the first quarter. Henderson with a touchdown pass to Sidibe, followed by a touchdown pass to Ray, followed by a third touchdown pass to Daytwan Cox. 21-0 was his score at the end of the first quarter. Then Denbigh finally got on the board with a touchdown run by the homecoming king himself, Deion Sparks, making it 21-6. But then it's been all Warwick. Touchdown run by Meade, touchdown pass to Cox, touchdown pass to Sahadi, and most recently a touchdown run by Campazano, bringing your score to 48-6. The running clock is in effect as we begin the fourth quarter, Greg. It has been all Warwick Raiders.
And Warwick lost recently to Kecoughtan 33-15. Denbigh.
Wow, ball on the ground.
Been a tough year all along for them.
Wow. That's what Denbigh doesn't need.
Bethel 32-0. They beat Denbigh too as well. Then just one shutout after another. At least 2 of their 10 games weren't shutouts. That's about the only thing really positive you can say. You've never given many F's on your report card. You give a D for at least showing up.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We talked to Coach Harris before the game. The one thing he gives credit to this team for is that they haven't given up. They've shown heart. After all the losses they've absorbed this year, it's like that song. Last night we took an L, but tonight we bounced back. And they keep bouncing back just to take more L's, but then they keep bouncing back from those accumulated L's. So there is something to be said for persistence and not giving up.
You always hear coaches talk. Coaches are great politicians, like Bobby Wilder at Old Dominion. Well, we're injured.
Right.
It's always next week. We're young.
Yes.
When you make a bowl, you hear about them. When they lose, they hide.
Yep.
They go in the witness protection program.
Yeah.
All right, Nate, our player of the game, I think we both agree, is the quarterback for the Raiders, Tyreek Henderson. A lot of good second-place candidates. If it was an election, it would be very close. But, you know, since the governor's election is around the corner, we've got to go with one, and that's Tyreek Henderson.
Yeah,
congratulations,
Tyreek Henderson, the Fazoli's player of the game again. He wins in a landslide. Great job leading this offense. And again, speaking of voting, doesn't matter who you're voting for. November 7th, go out and vote, people. It's part of existing in this democracy.
Absolutely.
But I bet if Tyreek Henderson were on the ballot, though, he might get more votes than any of the candidates combined based off of his performance tonight.
I remember one time I had to give a pep talk to Warwick's team. They hadn't won a game all year in '95, and they were playing Lafayette, and they won a game. Coach Cawthorn, he coached Warwick for barely a year, and he invited me to speak to his team. Great guy. He also was an assistant at Howard for a while in the MEAC.
Yes.
He coached both these teams, just like Bob Schmidt coached Denbigh and Woodside. Cawthorn coached Warwick and Denbigh.
Yep.
Really nice guy, A.C. Cawthorn was. A lot of great matches against Tommy Raymond. There's Meade. Meade running notebook style with authority and conviction. Nobody can stop him. You can't stop Meade. 6 more points.
Wow.
Meade said, I want to be player of the game.
I'll say Meade said, let me get at least a slice or two.
We'll give him the Fazoli's pizza and candy, though.
There you go. What a run by Meade. I mean, if it wasn't over before, it certainly is over after this. Let's take a look at the replay. Not just the speed of Meade, but we see the power of Meade and also the change of direction.
But a flag down.
A flag on the play. Then you see the run to the outside, and then right here, just tap dancing like Fred Astaire, the late, great Gregory Hines, moving it to the inside.
And Jim Mayhew's done a great job with us.
Holding.
The referee cards
Offense.
all year long. I want to thank Jim.
10
He
yards
gives us
for
the
foul,
referee
foul.
cards before
Replay.
anybody else.
First down.
And it's been a rough night for the players having to deal with all these yellow flags.
Yeah, imagine.
We used to call it laundry on the field.
Yes, they've been doing a lot of laundry tonight. And as lopsided this game is, Greg, just think, we've had at least 2 touchdowns taken off of the board due to rulings by the officials. So this game could be even more out of hand, even more lopsided, if not for those calls.
Incomplete. All right, let's get to our crew list before the fourth quarter ends. We got 9:20 left. This game will be over. It's been over academically pretty much the entire game.
Yeah.
The executive producer been in attendance tonight, who went to Menchville. Michelle Price, coordinating producer, has made it happen, pushing all the right buttons. Producer of Sports Highlights, great job, great gentleman, Ray Price. Been with us since 1992, folks, who went to Maury High School. Bill Barlow, the talking machine, where it's 5 o'clock somewhere for him. I think deep down inside he wants to be an announcer. Great job, Bill, directing since 1993. We'll get to the rest of the crew after this run by number 3, Tyleek Ray. Greg Lesko, our wonderful engineer. As we always joke with him, he came from Hampton to Newport News. Great job in audio and video and all the technical stuff. Greg does a lot of work during the off season to get our mics ready, the truck ready, working hand in hand with Ray Price. Also Carl Daniels, who's also Carl Daniels, who's moonlighted in the booth some as well.
Yes.
Done the red hat, great instructor in the classroom, day to day. Brand new father. Congratulations to Carl Daniels.
Absolutely.
And we'll get to Nate's in just a moment. 48-6. All Warwick tonight. Going for the bomb.
Wow.
And Warwick is clicking. Warwick's played their best game in week number 10.
I'm telling you what a great throw and catch by the Warwick Raiders. And let's just think about this for a second. This is the antidote that Warwick needed all season for their ills, was playing this Denbigh defense. It's been all Warwick all game long. And as you mentioned, Greg, we got our student crew who've done such a wonderful job tonight. We got Flying Ryan Mullen, Jose Sullivan, Derek Miracle,
Holding.
Mark Bad
Offense.
News Brown.
10 yards for a
Javier
foul.
Rodriguez.
Replay.
Brandon Nault.
3rd down.
Ian Tyson Odette. Victoria Holmes. Xavier Big Money Davis. Let me hold a couple dollars, player. Colin Biggie Smalls. Double A Alexis Alexander. Is it deja vu? No, it's Deja Brown. And of course, Gabe Odachowski and my man, Mr. Woodside Wolverine himself, Jordan Motley up here in the booth with us. Great job by our student crew. And of course, shout out to Sam Price Security. Wow.
Warwick is clicking on all cylinders tonight.
Shout out to Sam Price Security.
Warwick has scored 48 points tonight as they lead 48-6.
Man,
with 6:20 left in the game.
This is unbelievable what we're seeing right here. And that just goes to show you the confidence. When you get confidence, it can be a beautiful thing, particularly on your offense.
Yeah, confidence drives the sport. If you're not confident, you don't really play well. And Warwick seems very confident tonight.
It took Warwick 7 games to score 48 points this year, and they've done it tonight again in 1 game.
Man.
They took them 7 games. Warwick struggled all year.
Yeah.
But tonight they look like the state championship team.
I tell you, this is the best Warwick's looked in probably about 2 or 3 seasons, Greg.
Yeah, they made the postseason last year, but they were 4-7. They had a few more wins, but you can't marginalize success with a losing record.
Yeah. But this right here, like even though they went to the playoffs last year, Greg, I haven't seen them this dominant.
All right, the clock continues to roll. 5:20 left. Nate's report card, first of all, for Warwick. Offense, defense, overall.
Warwick, offense, defense, overall. Offense, I'm going to give Warwick an A because this has been an offensive explosion.
Yeah.
Defense, I think you'd have to give them an A as well for stifling this Denbigh offense.
Overall, it's got to be an A, right?
Overall, an A for the Warwick Raiders.
Denby's at least scored.
Ooh, Denbigh scored, so that's a good thing. I'll
Defensive
give him a D
pass
on
interference.
offense. Defense.
15
Might as well
yards
go
from
for it.
the
It's Halloween. Got to be
It's
mean.
Halloween, tricks and treats.
Down.
The treat is that they got a D on offense. The trick is that they get an F on defense. Overall, though, Greg, I can't give them an F because you know what? They came out here and they had some heart. And it's one thing to catch a beating. You know, you're going to take an L. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose.
They've at least showed face.
They showed face.
Half the battle of life is showing up.
Right. They showed up, tried to play. So I'm going to give them a D on offense, a D overall. But, yeah, it's been all Warwick Raiders. So those are my grades, the final grades of the regular season. Yeah, we'll see if these teams can work hard in the summer.
Yeah, it's more about 2018 at this point.
Get better
but for Warwick, they played their best game of their season. And it has not been easy at all for Hairston, who, again, went 2-8, 4-7. And, of course, he's going to go 2-8 again this year.
Let me tell you what, Greg. This is about the quietest I've seen the press box in a while.
We like it like that.
I'm telling you, it's like you know that the outcome is a foregone conclusion. Everybody's already looking out. They got 1 foot out the door.
That's our Friday night showcase. I mean, they're live on TV, live on the internet. It's still, I remember the Newport News City Channel did a feature on us several years ago, and they showed Ray in the truck and everything. And like Ray said so well back then, with a nice catch right here by the Raiders, that it's a showcase to be at Todd Stadium. Is Todd Stadium can improve? Yes, it can, especially in the press box. But overall, it's a quality of life for the citizens of Newport News to come and watch a football game or to watch it on TV. Yeah. They save their money watching it on TV.
Absolutely. Like obviously, within no structure is perfect, and you can tinker with some things here and there, make some modernization changes. But Todd Stadium is a landmark here in this area, and we've seen so many great players on the field here over the years. You talk about players like Michael Johnson, players like Allen Iverson, players like Ronald Curry, Aaron Brooks, some of the great names, Tyrod Taylor, over the years that we've seen, had a privilege to play on this field, and it's part of the history of this town. Bang!
Another. It's like pinball. But they say incomplete. No touchdown.
Man.
It's like a pinball machine tonight, folks. And, of course, Warwick's the flipper and Denby's the pinball.
I'm telling you what. Let's go from your pinball game, Greg, update it a little bit. I'm sure we play Madden around here a lot.
It's time for you to rise after this instant replay. I guess the referees have been the player of the game. That's the quarterback there, Henderson.
Henderson's got a lot of air under his pass.
Looked like he made the catch to us. And the referees are really just superseding this ball game tonight.
The only thing I can think of is if he came up and he didn't have control, but it looked like a good catch to me.
There's Meade. Meade running with authority. Break that brick house down.
Wow.
Bulldozing over Denbigh. Unbelievable.
Man, what a run by
54-6.
Whew. Let's take a look at the replay. Almost makes us want to start the game over, folks. But we're not starting the game over. I want to see the replay because that was a great run.
Only Phoebus, who scored 57,
man,
and Dinwiddie, who scored 70, have scored more than the Raiders. So the Raiders have scored just as much as anybody against Denbigh this year. We got 1:46 left.
They have scored at least one touchdown in every quarter, folks.
Nate can't wait to get that pizza after the game.
Tell you.
55-6. Again, only Phoebus and Dinwiddie have scored more against Denbigh than Warwick.
Let's take a look at this replay, folks. Getting the handoff. There goes Meade.
Meade, the notebook.
And what I like about Meade is he's a runner. He doesn't stop when he gets first contact. There you see. They tried to bring him down, but no, he's not riding no waves. Right. He's too busy making his own waves. Great job right there by Meade, breaking through to the end zone.
And you're standing up. Man. It's that time, my friend.
I think it's time. The band's been tuning up for a while, Greg Bicaveras. And
the third time of the year.
The third time of the year in honor of the late, great Dandy Don Meredith from Monday Night Football. We like to serenade the losing team. Unfortunately, it is the Denbigh Patriots, but here we go, folks.
Halloween special.
Halloween special. Halloween edition of the song. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year, Denbigh, we'll do the same old thing again.
The thing is, you don't want to be sung by Nate Milton.
Yeah, I mean, my voice is beautiful. I think we can all agree on that. But you don't want to be on the losing end of turn off the lights.
I remember your old band used to go to the old Lou Smith building right there, right by the Warwick restaurant.
Yes, good old days.
Lou Smith was a great, great grocery store.
Feels like another lifetime.
Nate used to perform at the Lou Smith grocery store. Denbigh tried to score, but a little bit too late for their season. Looking ahead for Warwick, they're going to be 2-8.
Yeah, 2-8. Not the way you wanted the season to go, but I can't think of a better end for the season for the Warwick Raiders, and it's something to build on.
Denbigh, though, 0-10, 12 points all year.
Yeah, and getting blown out.
That's not how you want to end the season either.
And your homecoming getting blown out. But I think if you're Denbigh, there is one positive that you could take. Like we said, there's only 4 returning players. You're going to have the majority of these players back, so we'll see. Did they learn lessons from the losses, or did they just learn how to lose? That's going to be the big question I want to see. And I know Coach Harris, if anybody can get this thing turned around, Coach Harris will be the guy to get this thing turned around.
Not a bus cab could help him back.
I'm telling you, Uber.
It's 55-6. Denbigh will run it out here the final few seconds. As we said, we've been in a running clock mode most of the second half.
Who needs beast mode when you got Meade mode, folks?
Yeah, Meade mode is. You're exactly right, Nathaniel.
Miley's like,
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, he said we didn't see much of that when we played.
No comment. No comment.
Everything is relative, though. Everything is relative.
Final few seconds of our regular season of 2017, our 27th year. Last play of the regular season. And that's it. The Raiders win it in style, in fashion, driving away 55-6. I can't drive 55, and Warwick can't either.
Man, I think Warwick doesn't want to drive 55. Warwick is going to savor this game, savor this moment. Denbigh, on the other hand, I think Denbigh wants to get out of Dodge as quickly as possible, my friend.
So do the Denbigh fans, too. They're concerned. All right, stay tuned for our fifth quarter after these messages.
Here at the Peninsula SPCA, there are many ways to help out the animals in the community. There is pet adoption, foster care, volunteer work, and even a petting zoo. All these animals need as much help as they can get, and you can be there for them to give them that help. For more information, visit peninsulaspca.org.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a scientist. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer.
Our younger students have the right idea. Today's leading careers are involved in science, technology, engineering, and math. Newport News Public Schools has embarked on an aggressive STEM education initiative that prepares students to take full advantage of STEM opportunities in higher education and career fields. So, what do you want to be when you grow up?
And our third game of 2017 comes to an end with a nice win by the Raiders over Denbigh, and Warwick goes to 2-8. Denbigh goes to 0-10. But really, Warwick played like a focused team for all 48 minutes.
I tell you what, my friend, we talked about this being a Halloween spectacular. Somebody was going to get the trick. Somebody was going to get the treat. And tonight, Warwick came out, did what they wanted to do, and this was a total team victory for the Warwick Raiders.
And our student announcer from Woodside.
They both have a lot to look forward to next season.
Absolutely. That's the best way to wrap it up right there. Looking ahead to 2018, congratulations to Heritage and Woodside. Still some more football left for them, and Menchville needs to look ahead to 2018 as well.
I think Menchville does need to look ahead to that. But, folks, we've had a great time bringing you this game on NPS TV from Boston to Boise, Fargo to Fresno. The channel causing the panic all around the planet. And man, Greg, I'm telling you.
A lot of fun.
I don't think we've called this many touchdowns in a long time in one game.
Right. Meade played really good for Warwick tonight, but a focused 48 minutes. All right, folks. Been a great 3 games of 2017. We'll see what happens in the postseason. That's out of our control with still a few weeks left in this season. Been a great job. Thank you for Fazoli's. For more, log on to Fazoli's.com. For Nate Milton and Ray Price, this is Greg Bickavera saying so long from Newport News and Todd Stadium. Once again, the final score, it was Warwick 55 and Denbigh 6. We'll talk to you soon.